Yeah. Yep. Bye-bye.
You can talk. There's.
Oh, tell me I just want to come through. We're 15 minutes late. He's waiting. There, one said. You see, you got storm over there, Jim.
Hello. Hello. Sorry, folks. It's storming out here, and my internet. We lose phone, electric. You could go out here and just blow in the road, and it would drop. Everybody hear me? Hello, She Devil, Lori, Port Farmer, Dustin, Jeremiah, Eric Johnson.
What's going on?
Not much. Beach Gal, hello. Thank you all for being here. It has come to my attention that people in Pennsylvania are getting stopped for driving, just driving. Haven't heard all the details yet. I'm still waiting for those. Grams Beth, hello. And they're getting fines of $403. And this is coming out of the Erie, Pennsylvania area. The big issue is a police officer does have at his discretion to warn you, tell you, hey, this is what the law is, or what they think the law is anyway, and let you go. But no, they decide that they're going to issue a citation for $403. And these people are people that, $403 is a lot to them right now. Martial law, that's pretty much what it is. And if I find out I'm still waiting to hear back what the police force was that issued these citations. But if I don't get it before this broadcast is over, I'll post it in the description. And I think people need to make contact. I think my opinion is if you're out driving around, even if you got coronavirus, you're probably in the safest place there is.
Yep.
If I want to take a drive, it's safer than walking down the street. It's safer than, a lot of things that you do. I drive down the road, what I'm going to do, cough and get it on my window. It just doesn't make any sense. So
I don't think cars can contract coronavirus, can they?
No. It's
if my Jeep starts sneezing, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, really. Port Farmer, I see that they're not stopping people, even though they got orders that they're not supposed to be driving around doing those things, but they still have the rule there that stipulates that they're not supposed to be out driving around. I seen that video you shared.
Out here, they're actively trying to avoid people. They're actually hiding out.
Well, they can catch it just the same as anybody else. Yep. But obviously these police officers, these idiots don't think so. They're just going to stop you and write you a ticket anyway. Extort the citizens. Yes, Dr. Sean Berry, a suggestion. It's only a suggestion not to drive. Well, in some states, Sean, they supposedly enacted a law in Pennsylvania that stipulates that you're not allowed to be out driving unless it's essential, going to the grocery store. I mean, I'm not sure if I got stopped anyway, I'd just tell them I'm going to the grocery store. I wouldn't tell them anything else. You hate to lie to them, but hey, if they're going to take $403 from you, the hell with them.
I just carry a Walmart bag with a couple cans of peeled tomatoes in it. I just say I'm delivering food.
I mean, it's Maryland's not stopping people. Now, I don't think that there's a need to stop people from driving around in their cars. Especially if they're, if they're just driving around town, they live there, what the hell is going to happen? Hey, SNS, how you doing? It's just sad that, and then back on the COVID-19 bullshit, there's a video going around from a French doctor that stipulates that those two antibiotics that Trump ordered to be tested in New York weeks ago, there's supposedly proof in France that it works. It's killing the coronavirus in 3 to 5 days. So why are we still under testing here? Why are we not issuing these drugs to people? Why are we extending our federal emergency out till April the 30th?
Schools are pretty much done out here.
Yeah, that's right, Sean. My rights are my choice. And the free to travel is our choice. The government shouldn't be putting any restrictions on how we travel or where we travel. They can suggest that we don't do this and don't do that. And, they shouldn't even be shutting businesses down. If I just want to sell something, that's my risk. It's not nobody else's choice but my own. And there's no doubt about it. And happy fuck the cops day for Eric Brandt. Yep. Just wish they would release Eric. They'll release people that have less to do with harsher crimes than he's ever had. And he's still locked up. They give him $100,000 cash bond for a crime that was committed that the other person involved in the crime was found not guilty. That's our society today. But
we all know they just want to get him put away.
Yeah.
What's going
on, Jeremiah?
Not too much. I missed your phone call.
It happens. I figured you were busy.
Well, you got that right, Sean Barry.
Yeah, we've been dealing with a lot of bullshit, Dustin.
I figured that's why I wasn't too worked up about it.
Well, I just hope that someone gets the grips out there, Jeremiah, and nips the bullshit in the butt, because that's usually what happens over any of this kind of stuff that happens that way. It's sad what death will do to people.
So we ended up going into the hospital, right?
Yeah.
They wouldn't let us in before her mother passed away. And after she passed away, they allowed us to come in, which is stupid. Like, what is the difference, right? But when we walked up to the hospital, because the chaplain had told us to come in, we had to go through at least 7 different tents to get into the hospital. So the first tent, there was security. Second tent, they checked your temperature and they gave you a hand sanitizer. Then you had to go in through there, and they had to go through all these different steps, and then they escorted you from there into the hospital. It was just insane. It was like a scene out of a horror movie.
Yeah. You
But
should go video that. Show people what's going on.
yeah, and here's the thing. So, um, you know, her mother is not allowed to, or wasn't allowed to have, Dilaudid. It's on her charts that she has bad reactions to it. And after they took her out of the hospital, they moved her into a nursing home. And Carmela was on the phone with her mother I'm not sure exactly how long. But then her mother said that she's gonna hang up, and she forgot to hit the end button. So, us Carmela being the person she is, she wanted to make sure her mother's being taken care of. So she stayed on the phone for almost 2.5 to 3 hours, listening to these nurses. Okay, so she heard the nurse come in and ask, "Are you in any pain?" Her mother said no. Okay, minutes later, the nurse came back in. She heard her mother say, "What is that?" The nurse said, "This is, was it gabapentin or something, and Dilaudid." Okay, it's in the chart. She can't have it.
Right.
Not even an hour. Not even an hour later, it was done.
Yeah. Well, she needs to secure an attorney and go after him. This happens quite frequently in nursing homes, and as sad as it sounds, and it's not just about money; it's about stopping these people from doing the stupid shit that they do.
hmm
Um, it's it's just ridiculous. And then, what's the difference if you go in after she's deceased, whether you go in while she's, did they ever indicate about the coronavirus or not?
Okay, so while we were in there, obviously we were demanding answers, right?
Yeah.
They admitted that they did not do any tests, and they will not do any tests on anybody that has major health issues. The only people that are going to get tested here are the ones that are healthy, normally healthy, and then all of a sudden get sick. If you've been sick for a while, you will not get tested. That's coming from the main doctor. Okay,
So basically,
so
if I get health issues and I go in the hospital, I'm sick. Um, they're
you're
just
fine.
signing my death certificate.
Yep, they will not test you. That's what the doctor said. So, okay, so we also asked about the Dilaudid, right? We said it's in the charts that they're not supposed to give it to. So the doctor there at the hospital tried to cover up for
Well, they will.
the nursing home, and said that we can give somebody gallons and gallons of Dilaudid and it will not stop their heart. Anybody with common sense knows that would instantly kill somebody.
Dilaudid is a very, very potent pain medication. I've had it myself, and you know, I mean, I simply think and I understand. Um, I know how your wife is, but I think I would pursue it just to make sure that this nursing home doesn't have a chance to do it again. I mean, that's
Well,
why you do these things, is to stop the bullshit from happening.
right, and it's just it's just sad that the hospital, nobody would do any blood tests. No one was going to do any blood samples, whatever.
Yeah.
So we called and called and called. We looked all over the place, and we have somebody now who is doing the blood tests. They will do the blood work, and they're gonna find out what the heck happened.
Right.
So,
Well, like I said, I would contact an attorney, and I would make sure they follow through with it, because if they can do it to this person, how many have they done it to, and how many will they do it to? It's a very
exactly.
common practice. Very common. I got kids that work in this industry, and that was the first thing that the one told me, was to make sure you guys secure an attorney to secure the records, because they'll hide it from them. They'll hide it.
Yep.
They'll cover it up really fast.
Yeah. So we actually, I mean, we're getting the blood test done, and that's going to prove everything. But for the doctor to say that they can give somebody gallons and gallons, numerous gallons of Dilaudid at once, and it wouldn't stop anything, come on.
No. Listen, Dilaudid's more potent than morphine, and I've had them both, and it's.
I've had it before while I was down Sarasota. I had to get onto it. They took me into the hospital and they gave me Dilaudid. I know what it's like. Trust me, I would never want to take any of it ever again.
Yeah, it gives you a weird feeling. It gives you it burns like hell when you stick it in your veins.
Exactly. And then
can everybody hear it raining here?
Yeah.
Did you hear that big thunder boom earlier?
Yeah, I heard just a bass scream out.
Yeah. It did scare the shit out of me too.
Does she need to do a quick wipe?
I don't know. She don't want to waste toilet paper. Yeah. I'm not sure if everybody watched our latest video from Steenhatchee, but we found a roll of toilet paper laying in the parking lot, man. It was interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, it was looks like it was one come from a porta-john.
Nice.
Someone probably stole it from the porta-john down the road somewhere and lost it out of their vehicle when they're sitting there.
Now
Probably
there's an idea.
Charlie Tuna might have scared it out of him or something. How about a PDF? Charlie Tuna. Hey, Jeremiah.
Not Charlie Tuna.
Charlie Tuna. Hey, we had this guy on
Captain Crunch or what? Oh no, that was a different guy.
Yeah, no, we had this guy on PDF's videos. He went by Captain until I called him out, asked him if he was Captain of the cereal boat or something like that. And then he switched to Captain Crunch. But I did a little bit of research on him. He posted something about another guy on there, and I was thinking that they were together. I still think they might be together, just covering things up. But I did a little research, and sort of like I used to do with all these people that fuck with you guys. And Bill went out and called this guy's name out on his channel. He commented on this guy's comment and said his name. And as soon as he did, the fucking guy deleted everything. Yeah, as soon as he did, he deleted every comment he had. He disappeared. He's gone. But
sounds familiar.
We've done lots of that, haven't we?
Hey, he's not even on YouTube now. He done took his whole channel down.
Yeah.
So of course I went to his Facebook page and said, "Hello, Captain Crunch."
But the guy he's a captain of one of the boats that you go out fishing.
Hey, the scallywags. I mean the sea hags.
Yeah, the sea hag. The sea hag guy has his one of his captains out there protecting him.
Hey, he affected me, man. I got defection now. He come over there and spit in my face. I was about to knock him the hell out. I'm telling you what. If he took another step, it would have been.
Yeah. And if you all want to pay attention, there's a guy in a pickup truck that kept inching his way up further and further closer to us. And,
we went over that video. This dude, that was a planned assault. He was actually trying to hit me with his truck because he started way back and he just kept getting closer and closer and closer. Finally, he floored it right when he got near where I was at. The whole back of the truck about came off the ground because there's a big old bump right there. There's like a hill or something. Whatever he had.
There's absolutely no reason for him to even go that way.
No, he tried to say I was out in the middle of the road. There was some dude in a golf cart out there in the middle of the road who I had no clue who he was, but
no, you could clearly see that you weren't nowhere near the middle of the road.
But if you watch the video closely, when we're standing there talking to the cops, and the cop turns around and yells at somebody to get back or do something, that was the guy that was in the truck standing there yelling at us, telling us that we were in the middle of the road and he couldn't get around us. No, we weren't in the middle of the road. You know, the cop also says that Mr. Charlie Tuna called and told them that we were in the middle of the road. That's why they had to come down there. Well, if you go back at the beginning and you listen to the video, you can hear exactly what he says on the phone. He didn't say anything about that. He just told them that the two guys were here with cameras again.
Yep.
why even approach this? There was no reason because we were not even near.
He still thinks he owns that side of the road. He kept saying that I was trespassing because I'm standing on his side of the road. Yeah. And he don't own that road, and he don't need to have all that stuff sitting on that road, because even the cop said that's a dangerous corner. We're trying to protect you. And then he's like, you were out in the middle of the road, and then he looks down and realizes he's standing out in the middle of the road. We're all on the side of the road. He starts walking over towards us. It was funny.
Yeah, it's funny. He's like he's cop-splaining to us about being safe, but hell, they come around that turn, they'd have wiped out the two cops before they wiped out us.
We'd have got it on video too. I'd jumped out of the way.
When he came across the street there, I mean, he was definitely coming across there with a purpose.
And you see how he walked right
I
past
mean, he just like, I mean, he was on a warpath.
See, I thought I had my camera on him the whole time. I my eyes were on him. But I seen him. I looked up. I seen him.
They always pick on the little guy.
He looked at me and walked right past by. I turned around, and there he goes, right up PDF. And that's when I had to go back there. Well,
you stand head and shoulders over him, so I mean,
he was afraid. Yeah, he's gonna go after the small guy.
It's just I don't know why. PDF attracts those people.
They like me, fan. They like to attack me. And we can be standing there in a crowd, and they're going to come over and pick me out first thing. I don't care where we're at or what we're doing.
Goddamn discrimination.
Because you're so cute and cuddly looking.
They'll see me hiding behind a tree over there. They'll come track me down out of a whole crowd. It's like, hey, we want to mess with you.
Yeah, ladies, they don't understand the word camera.
I don't run, though. That's their problem. They don't expect that too much.
Yeah.
I mean, I bang my head around all day long on trusses and steel beams, and I'm smashing myself and cutting my fingers. And that's just a normal day at work. So what's the difference of rolling around in the dirt with them? Not a lot.
Yeah.
Ladies, I got on you too. Well, you ought to come down here and head on out with us, Lady Zaga. Between you, me, and my eye on you, hopefully they'll pick one of us and not you.
Yeah. And then let's, while we're on the subject, I know we were supposed to be talking about some other shit, but the video we did before that, the suspicious location, the suspicious house.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
We dig into that a little bit more. That is actually one of the worst cults you ever see.
That is creepy.
Really creepy. People were telling us that we're going to find monks there, that they were Buddhist monks, and some weird activity was happening, but we didn't find no monks, and there is no monks. They're actually a I can't remember the name of it right now.
I forget what it was called. Something American. I don't know, what was it? They was down in Canada. This guy,
Apostles in Infinite Love.
Infinite Love, yeah. Apostles of Love or something. But see, that guy, Mother Mary talked to him, see. He decided he was going to be a Catholic priest, and Mother Mary talked to him, and he started his own religion because the Catholic priest didn't want him to be a priest, I guess, or maybe they did, I don't know. But he decided that Mother Mary talked to him, and he started his own religion, and that's the name of their religion. And they're out of Canada.
Yeah.
And they separate all their kids. Don't they do something about separating their children?
Yeah, they separate the males and the females of the kids. The males and female adults get separated. They've been accused. There's lots of talk about them molesting kids, incest, all kinds of weird stuff going on over there.
I was pretty much sent there out of nowhere just because someone told me this place was there. It's kind of like it's my destiny to follow these journeys down these roads where no one else will go.
And so we showed up. So we're gonna go back and investigate a little bit more, see what we can find, see if we witness anything that's a little out of the ordinary. Make people aware in the public that these people are there, who they are. I think the average citizen should know when we have something like that in our area.
Yeah. especially if there's some little kid lost trying to run away from there, and they get the cops to help them take them back because nobody knows what's going on. If everybody's got a little bit of a clue what may be going on, if something like that happens, it will be investigated a little bit more thoroughly.
Very well could be part of our sex trafficking or human trafficking, they call it nowadays.
Yeah.
They have places in several spots in the country. Their headquarters is in Quebec, Canada. But they're a faction. They broke off from the Catholic Church. No wonder they're in what used to be a Catholic school, I guess. I guess they bought that building specifically just to torment the Catholics, I guess. I don't know.
Where did that happen, Waldo? When did Jeff do that? Honor your oath. When did he do that? Recently?
I usually get Jeff's notifications, but I don't get notifications anymore. It seems like all my bells don't mean nothing to YouTube anymore.
SNS got an alert today of a video I put out yesterday. I was talking to him on the phone this morning, and all of a sudden he went ding, and he's like, "Wow, I just got an alert from a video you put out yesterday."
Yeah, yeah. So I don't get to see many lives anymore for some reason. I don't get the notifications, so it's a pain in the ass. But I guess that's their right. YouTube's a private business, and I guess they can do what they want to do. Hopefully one day some other platform pops up that's as strong as this or can be as strong as this, and we can move all over there. So anybody.
Hey, I sent you a link to a video a guy put out there, that Miami guy, that new guy.
I watched that. Yeah.
He walked around and they said something about Miami said they weren't going to arrest nobody for that because that wasn't their job or something. It was a pretty good video that he put together. He's a new guy.
I watched that. I actually shared it on my community page too.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a new guy.
But he was all over Bike Week. I mean, he was hitting it hard and heavy. We were going to go see him, but this daggone virus thing slowed everybody down.
Make YouTube a utility. Not sure Google will allow it.
They'll use YouTube as a business. They'll use YouTube as a business platform eventually, where everybody will run their business, and you can click on it and go to their page and buy their wares, and their commercials will be out here. And they'll give up the basic chat program eventually because it'll be more profitable for the commercial industry and people that have businesses than it is for the people that are out here showing fuzzy kittens and puppies.
Yeah, I just think it'll soon go to basically an internet TV channel. It'll be if you're not the likes of
PewDiePie and all that. Yeah, all the biggest platforms. It's the same way M-Player used to be back in the day, years and years ago. There was a program called See Me, Hear Me, and there was M-Player. And M-Player was a game platform. Well, they figured out they could do business meetings and do sound and video off of the same platform that M-Player was on. So they made another program exactly like M-Player, but it was called See Me, Hear Me. Well, then eventually people hacked See Me, Hear Me. We put the video on M-Player so you could use M-Player for sound and video for free instead of paying for the See Me, Hear Me program. Well, it basically crashed both programs, but it started out as a game program. Started out as for fun. It ends up commercialized, and that's what will happen to YouTube. Same thing. News networks, TV shows, all that. No more cute puppies and kittens, man.
I'm surprised Dr. Sean Amazon doesn't have a platform like this that you could simply just like YouTube. Of course, then again, it probably isn't in the best interest because I do believe, hello, Pajama Audits, I do believe that Google utilizes Amazon's storage, their server production to host some of this stuff. Amazon does most of the storage there is in the internet world anyway.
Hey, come up on the panel, Dr. Sean, or PJ. PJ should come up on the panel.
Yeah, come on up.
Sean.
Thought about coming down there, PJ, but all this shit going on here, I don't know. Just craziness.
I went to the store today. Someone bought every single loaf of bread on the shelf. I'm like, what the?
It's crazy. I just had a friend of mine from St. Augustine say he just got a 4-pack of toilet paper for the first time in days. He must have been scratching his ass on the grass like dogs do.
I just took a buddy of mine over 3 rolls because he was about out and couldn't find any.
That's just ridiculous. I just don't understand this.
No, well, they're bringing stuff in, and then there's people going in buying everything on the shelf. Like one person will go in. I mean, not the whole load, but a bunch of people show up. Everybody will buy a little bit, and then one guy will come in and he'll just buy every bit that's left, and he'll fill up his buggy with whatever No one's ever done that. Everybody buys what you need. I mean, I bought stuff a month ago. I still got another month to go when it comes to tissue. You know what I mean? So why would I go buy a bunch more now just because? But in a month from now, I'll have to find some somewhere, and I'm thinking it'll be better by then. Maybe, I don't know.
Hey, Sean, neither am I really. I just go. But in any case, Just Obey was at the store yesterday, I think it was, and heck, they were restricted how much milk you buy and everything now.
Come on, Dr. Sean. You're a good enough speaker for us. You can't speak no worse than a poor old country boy like me. Everybody knows what I'm saying. If they don't, then they're not as smart as I am. You got to read between the lines, see, when I talk.
But just trying times here, just trying to get through this bullshit. I still think it's all made up just to make the rich richer is all it is. Pharmaceutical companies are getting rich. Everyone.
The other guy that I just watched, and I could look at his video right now on my other phone and tell you who it was. But he started saying that everybody that's doing auditing needs to go to every hospital around you and video because you ain't going to find nobody with the coronavirus at any of the hospitals anywhere.
Yeah, really.
Well, I've already been out to my local hospital, and I mean it's actually slow there compared to what it normally is.
So it should be
like the traffic there is like it's dead there.
Huh.
So it's like, I mean, there's no there's nothing. The parking lots are half empty.
Just got taken to the hospital, and there might be a reason for that. We're not allowed to go to the hospital to see him. He just had heart problems, and now he's in there, and they can't do. I guess they were going to do a catheterization, and they can't do that because his kidneys aren't good enough because he has kidney problems already. And none of us can go see him, and his phone's dying, so he ain't got no charge, no charger, no way to take him nothing. You don't know what they're doing in there now.
Yep. That's why I just had this conversation with a family member earlier today. So I said, I learned how to do whatever I can do at home. I learned a lot of good basic stuff, some more advanced stuff when I was in the military. But then since then, the more I go on, whatever I can. I know how to do my own stitches and not just take a needle and thread and just kind of, hope for the best. But I mean, I've got stuff here. I can handle shrapnel wounds. I can handle, I don't want to go to the hospital for anything I don't absolutely have to.
No, it's not a good time. But there wasn't much he could do. He was having problems. He had to call the ambulance, and now they got him in the hospital. They're not going to release him, and nobody can go see him, and you can't hardly get anybody on the phone. They pretty much do whatever they want. They could forget about you if they wanted to.
Yeah, let's bring up another subject while we're at it. Dustin, yeah, you signed a change.org petition that you sent to me. I shared it as well.
Mhm.
And people have to remember that, during these times in this country, anytime we have something that takes our attention away from other things within the government, they decide to write bills and pass bills and laws and bullshit that we don't quite see or understand because our attention is on something else.
Yep.
Well, Pennsylvania, and I've read other countries or other states that have been talking about the same thing. Our Second Amendment is under attack. It's under attack big time.
Mhm.
And one of the things that Pennsylvania has done is they introduced a bill that would limit the purchase of ammunition. And I've seen this talked about in many states. The Second Amendment protects our rights to own firearms, own guns. Doesn't really stipulate nothing about ammunition. So you make that more difficult, guess what happens? It takes our guns away. Don't let it happen, folks. Pay attention. Make sure that we all pay attention to that and don't let these laws pass. It's a sad thing. Pennsylvania wants you to wait 30 days to get a permit, which costs you $50. That's good for 4 years, and you got to pay a $3 tax on every box of ammo that you buy. And they're going to regulate how much ammo you buy and where you buy it and how much you pay for it.
Yep.
It's just make sure if you see the petition, sign it. If you know any other states that's doing it, pass it around. Let's get it out there so we can fight this mess, because I'm not willing to give up my guns for nobody.
Absolutely not.
Let me give you something else to think about. So, the coronavirus was announced when? Just a couple months ago, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you guys remember last year, towards the end of the year, it was even before the end of the year, they were this freak out. They were freaking out about this vaping illness that you're getting, correct? It's like this respiratory illness that people were getting from vaping.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How do we know that was not already the coronavirus?
Hey,
Very well likely.
The World Health Organization was told in January by China. The World Health WHO was told January, I forget what date, by China about this illness. Do you remember what date it was?
20th.
January 20th. The WHO, the World Health Organization, was told by China about this virus back in January. 3 months later, the public's finally informed about it. 2 months later, February, March, over a month. Nobody was informed January 20th that this was going on.
But if you look at the people that were dying from the vaping,
Yeah,
it's the exact same thing that, like, they had the same type of illness that they're having now with.
They called it upper respiratory infection back then.
well, I mean, it's all the same thing. I do believe it's been around for quite a while, and China hit it. They're our enemy, folks. Why do they want us to know this? Why do they want us to know something's going on like this?
Well, they didn't. They killed the doctor that leaked it.
Yeah.
And I don't believe that he died from corona like they said either. Because it wasn't that long after they locked him up. He was gone dead.
Yep. And why did they lock up somebody that put something out there to save lives?
Yep.
That's just how they are. Useless news.
Dr. Sean Berry, a knife is just as good within 10 feet. Actually, they've increased that to about 28 feet.
You can throw one good enough. It's deadly. there's much more out there we can kill people with than a gun.
I mean, all it takes is a ballpoint pen to the jugular.
Can you
Jam
see
that in
that?
someone's eye socket. I mean,
All it takes is hairspray and a lighter.
A can of wasp spray, 50 feet, you can get them. Hey, but can you see who wrote us, who we get letters from?
yeah.
Huh?
Dean Koontz, useless news.
Now, who wrote the book about this Wuhan 400 flu back in 1981?
Yeah. Is that what that is?
Huh?
Is that what you got there?
We get letters from them all the time. It's a thing you sign up for. They send you all kind of information about all his new books. Been books forever. It's like not a mystery, But what he does is he uses a lot of current events. All his videos are about his dog too. He had a dog, and his dog is what? Well, you have to read Dean Koontz forever to understand. But either way, he always puts current events in his stories, things that are happening right now while he writes the book. So when you do read the book, you'll remember back when the things that he's talking about happened. You'll be like, like if he was writing a book about 9/11 time period, he would put that part in the book. You know what I mean? So it makes it seem like it's really happening or like it was real. You understand what I'm saying?
Right, but how's he guessing the how's he guessing
That's what I'm saying. How did he guess the Wuhan flu in 1981? He wrote the book, but the book was reworded in 1989, and the rewording changed the place that it happened to Wuhan, China. But that rewording was done in 1989. So in 1989, they wrote the book in 81, and in 89, they changed some words in the book, and they reissued the book. And when they reissued it, the new town that this virus that was going to come out in the year 2020 was coming from a town named Wuhan. And the Wuhan 400 flu is going to be the next flu that comes out, or whatever you want to call it, virus, whatever. And it will infect you within 4 hours. You'll be contagious. Within 12 hours, you'll be dead. And then as soon as your body temperature cools below 85 degrees, you're not contagious, so they can come clean up the bodies. And that's the story in the book. Now, it's fiction, but he wrote it.
Yeah, but
they changed the name to Wuhan in 1989, and now it happened exactly like the book said, the fictional book that he wrote in 81.
There's people that understand.
Huh?
There's people that obviously have an understanding of what the New World Order is and how to follow it and how to get there. And these are the things that it's going to take to get there. Yeah, the Simpsons prophecy. I mean, we find several things that follow certain stuff, and there's certain people and certain powers that know how these things were written. I just believe that the world is following a script. The script is written and held by a certain organization in this world that's very powerful.
Can we fast forward to when the little green men get here?
Yeah. Little green men? Nah, I don't think there's little green men. I just think that...
Beam me up, Scotty.
Yeah, that's right.
Just bring me a big bag of weed, please.
I just can't believe that
Only if you share.
I mean, you think people really script this? Write this stuff and have no idea what's happening, and then find it living out in the same period that they guess it's going to be?
Yeah, I mean, the book was written. There's nothing you could do about that.
Right. Or did China read the book and decide that they're going to follow the book? Which is
there's a laboratory outside of the town, and that's where it was created.
Yeah. I mean, it's it's conspiracy.
It's a
There's
book.
no doubt.
It's all fiction. It's a fictional book. There's no way it could happen like that. There's no way they could name it like that back in 1989 and 1981. There's just no possible way that could actually happen.
Right. But it's happening.
No, it can't. There's no way. It's impossible. I just told you that.
But what was in the book is happening as it was written in the book.
You're a conspiracy theorist. It's totally false. Whatever you're saying is wrong. Just ask the big guy. He'll tell you.
Yeah.
What's his name? What's the big guy's name?
I don't know. There's somebody out there. I'm sure he gets paid a lot of money. He got a big CEO check every month.
Well, when we don't hear from Bill tomorrow.
Oh, shit. They got rid of me. I didn't swim in the river. I promise you.
Right.
Oh, my.
Hey, you can see they don't like me already. As soon as they look at me, they don't like me long before I start talking.
You need to get your bunny rabbit ass out of here.
Yeah. I don't know where I come up with this shit. And that's what
I about pissed my pants when I heard that. It's like, what the hell?
My eye on you. You know what I think about a certain book, right? Well, my opinion is starting to change because it's going exactly the way it says.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, we can all sit here and believe the bullshit, or we can all sit here and, live our life the way it is and take it as it comes. And
didn't you just hear what Maya and you said about people steering things?
Yeah.
The people that are in charge can steer things and make things look whatever they want to do to try to control the masses, basically.
And that's what they're doing.
It's a mind fuck.
That's what they're doing.
Look how many people are running around crazy, man.
PDF, I'm talking about a book that was written hundreds of years ago.
You talking about the Bible?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty familiar. I think I can figure that out, dude. Well, I'm trying to tell you, people can steer things to make it look like it's the revelations coming. Yeah, it's whatever. They can, if you're in control of especially all the money, you don't care who's in office in politics, for one. But for two, you can steer the masses any way you want to go using the dollar. That's all they're doing. People wouldn't be afraid of that virus if they were going to work, if they had money.
I can't remember what article it was where they were talking about the dollar, the currency, and then also about the ID 2020 and the vaccine for this virus. And they were talking about how they're going to start getting people to, whenever they do the virus thing, or not the virus, the vaccine, they're going to give you a little tattoo so people can see that you actually have the vaccine. Think about that one.
Well, a lot of people will conform to that.
And if that happens, we know what it is.
Turns over.
Shit, somebody just tried to call me, so now it fucked me up. Nobody no more.
Yeah, I hate when that happens. Absolutely. I just know that what's up with YouTube these days? Everything seems to be very slow. It's not a lot of people out here.
Yeah, no one's doing anything.
PDF went away.
Oh my.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like I said, we've talked about this before. I was just waiting for them to come up with the next doomsday conspiracy.
Yeah.
There always seems to be one.
Yep. And I guess until it happens, that's the way it'll be. I mean, what are we going to do about it? Nothing.
Dutchman,
Yeah, I mean, you know, they what's up, buddy?
I'm going to send you an article I want you to read.
All right.
But the
Hey, that's what I was saying though. This flu ain't the one we got to worry about. It's the Wuhan 400. Remember?
oh yeah, yep, and
That's
that's coming.
It's one Dean Koontz imagined back in the 80s. He's not nothing to do with the Bible. Where'd he get this information?
Well, you know, there's been prophecies throughout the years. God, I know Top Notch would have a lot more information about this than I do. He's probably got a whole data sheet on all this.
Yeah, really.
But you know, there's stuff that's been. I mean, my gosh, Obama being president, that was prophesized long ago from someone in a different country. You know, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. The Twin Towers, I mean, you name it. You know,
Hey,
look at how they sit.
happy
Go
fucking
ahead.
Cops Day, Janet. How you doing?
So, Dutchman, what is your opinion on Trump publicly saying that he's not gonna, I can't remember the exact words, but he's pretty much withholding stuff from Washington State and one other because he doesn't like the governors?
Janet, hello.
I mean,
They will claim it mutated again. Yeah, it will mutate into the lab over there in the Wuhan 400.
maybe he's hoping that some of them governors will catch it, and that'll be one way to drain the swamp.
But that's
Janet
admitting
can
to
come
murder.
up. I'll get out of the way if Janet comes up.
That's admitting to murder.
We only got 4 people here, PDF.
Yeah, you know.
Janet
handle
should
couple-
come up. I think everybody should vote. We should all take a vote real quick. Janet comes up.
Well, that's a one-sided vote because we all would want Janet up here.
So she loses. So she has to come up then, right? At least say hi for a minute.
Yeah.
Janet.
You know,
Peer pressure,
I
Janet.
guess she was in fear feeding the homeless this past weekend in Denver. Everything went well. I guess there was a bigger turnout than usual. Everybody got to congratulate Janet for what she does. If this
Very
country ever had a king and a queen, Janet should be the queen. She's awesome.
That's why I say she's one of the most selfless people I've seen out here. And
Yep.
I have to include a bunch of them that make a lot of money because Janet doesn't make any money on YouTube. She just started. They just finally convinced her into building a page. But a lot of these people out here are making a lot of money, and they don't help nobody near as much as the Colorado crew. I want to include all of them out there because them people out there are amazing in my book.
They all make it happen.
They're all amazing, every one of them.
It's like a well-oiled machine. I was out there on a Sunday, and Janet was stuck in the snow, and everybody had to pick up, and they did a pretty good job. It went off like a hit. I mean, it was pretty much flawless. And
But out of the whole group, they don't have a lot, and they all give way more than they have. And to me, a lot of people out here have a lot, and they give nothing. I don't have a lot. I try to give, which I don't have a lot to give, but I have a lot more than a lot of them people out there have. But yet they give way more than I ever would or could, however you want to word it.
Yep. And all those people out there that complain about those in Denver, they're some of the nicest people you're ever going to meet. They stand up for what they believe in, and they fight hard.
And they're all sitting in their cozy little warm chairs while these people are all out there freezing, helping people. And it blows my mind. There's nothing close to me where I could even get involved in something like that, or I would be.
Absolutely. Oh my God, Chris Marcus is in the house. Why do you always show up and it's a holiday? Chris, every time you show up, it's a holiday.
Cops Day.
Everybody say happy fuck the cops day to Chris Marcus, will you?
Happy fuck the cops day.
Cops Day to Chris Marcus
What?
for Eric Grant.
What?
Somebody coughed at Sheets's, and shots were fired when someone coughed at Sheets's.
What?
Read it. Shots were fired when someone coughs at Sheets.
Shots fired at PA Sheets after man coughs.
Oh wow. We're at
Doesn't-
Pennsylvania.
Hang on once. It's in Penn Live magazine. Shots fired at PA Sheets after man coughs. Doesn't cover mouth amid coronavirus epidemic report. Mid to coronavirus, a mere uncovered cough can trigger gunfire.
Damn, could you imagine what they do to you if you have a camera in your hand and you cough at the same time? We're done.
It happened at a Sheets on Broad Street in Johnstown, where one man was allegedly outside the store and coughing, but not covering his mouth. A second man complained to the coughing man about the coronavirus and told him to cover his mouth. This CDC-approved health advice apparently didn't go over well. According to police, further words were exchanged outside the Sheets, and the coughing man eventually got a handgun and fired at the other man's car. Johnstown police say 53-year-old William Sorrow told them he saw Guillermo Alvarez, 56, walking through Sheets parking lot coughing and not covering. Sorrow says he advised Alvarez to cover his mouth when he coughed due to the virus going around, according to the complaint. Instead, Suarez tells cops his comment led to an altercation culminating when Alvarez pulled out a pistol and fired a round at Sorrow's windshield that lodged in the speedometer. According to the police, Alvarez then fired several more rounds into the front driver's side tire. Bystander video and surveillance images of the incident also show Sorrow allegedly hitting Alvarez with his vehicle before later pulled his gun and began firing. Alvarez lacked a concealed carry permit. Both men since being charged with aggravated assault and reckless endangerment, another person in the incident from Saturday. The county DA is using the case as a cautionary tale to calm tempers and ease nerves in order to prevent a bigger danger than the coronavirus itself. Okay, so you cough, you get shot at, or you get run over too.
Yeah, the guy that coughed was the one doing the shooting.
Yeah.
By the sounds of it.
Yeah. And then he got run over.
Maybe he's trying to cover up the he's trying to cover up the sound of that gunshot. Bang.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
I'm surprised there ain't more of this shit happening out here though.
Hey, people from Pennsylvania are crazy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Especially Johnstown. Yeah.
Johnstown, that's where your family's from.
Yeah.
You up there close to Johnstown, Somerset, up there in the mountains.
Yeah, Johnstown.
Our
Yep, it's not
family's
that far away.
Our family's all from up there and damn in the mountains in western Pennsylvania. All my family's from York area.
Yep,
So
I used to be from up there in the
people are because I is one.
I is one.
That's a little bit of that Florida coming in. I had to throw that in there. Had to mix some Floridian in with the Yankee.
There's crazy people in Johnstown shooting somebody for
Coughing.
coughing.
Well, Johnstown's the most depressed county in the United States, and that was several years back. I'm sure a new county may have stepped up since then. But yeah, they were
that whole area up through there, Crescent and all them. They're all, since the coal mines and that went away, it's pretty bad shape.
Yeah, and the flood that flooded Johnstown because the scrap man scrapped all the metal out of the dam. And
Hey, there's Janet.
Depressed county in the United States, and that was several years back. I'm sure a new county may have stepped up since then. But yeah, they were go to
That whole area up through there, Crescent and all them, they're all, since the coal mines and that went away, it's pretty bad shape. I'm getting repeat on here.
Flooded Johnstown because the scrap man scrapped all the metal out of the dam. And
Hey, there's Janet. Yeah, Janet. You got to mute your YouTube. Yeah, that's what it sounded like, Dana. Yeah, he ran him over, which probably doesn't get a charge because he was getting shot at. You can.
They tried to run me over with a car. I wasn't even coughing, man. I was just standing there. And the other guy at the bomb plant, he tried to push me down in the ditch with his car. Remember him? Every time I'd step into the ditch, there's like a water puddle down in there. It's like a lake down at the bottom of the hill. I'm trying to step out of the way thinking he's trying to drive past me. Nah, he turns and comes towards me like even more.
All them people must think you're like a human hood ornament or something.
I know. They all want to drive over top of me around here. That's all the official people in this area. They just don't like me, man.
Yeah, someone be doing something right.
No one did come forward and say who that guy is, but I'd like to find out who the fuck he is too.
Oh, it was so funny because you sent me that link, and I went out there. We had like 36 or 40 comments on the video of my Steenhatchee video, the one with the captain down there, the marina guy. Yeah. So the guy's steady typing stuff in there. He's typing my whole history, but he's getting everything wrong. The story isn't even close to correct. And then everybody already knows my story that knows me, which anybody else, if you can't figure it out on your own, well, then I can't help you. But the thing is, I sat there and you sent me that link to the guy's name. So I went there and all I did was I typed in Scott, and then his name was something else, but the same thing as Dick, Scott Peters Jr. So I typed in Scott Dick Jr. and a question mark. Instead of the word Peters, I put Dick. He erased his whole post like a minute later. Everything was gone.
He went away. We figured out who he was, so he got rid of himself. He thought he better get away.
I guess he decided because right before that, he was going to make me a deal. And he was going to make a deal that if I stopped going to Taylor County, SNS, but if I stopped going to Taylor County, I would never hear from him again. And that was funny. I was like, man, we're going back with a tape measure. You know what I mean? We will be back. I live here. I go anywhere I want. You can't tell me I'm going to stop going to Taylor County in order for you to leave me alone on YouTube because I allow you to comment on my page. I'm giving you that mercy to do that. So I can get rid of him anytime I want. I don't think he understood that.
Poor dirt farmer doesn't have coronavirus. He's got chronic virus.
Yeah. lack of chronic virus is what I thought.
Yeah.
Lack of, man. It's kind of like lack a nookie, but I'm not lacking there. So.
Well, then it's not like that.
No, it's kind of like that, but it's not like that. It's in the opposite, though. You know.
Hey, what town is the Sea Hag in?
Steinhatchee. Steinhatchee. That's how you have to say it on the internet. You got to say Steinhatchee.
It's actually pronounced Steenhatchee, but it's spelled Steinhatchee.
Well, if you say that on the internet, Steenhatchee, you're not going to get the correct place. But if you say Steinhatchee on voice Google, Steinhatchee, it'll get the right. Because I was like, man, it's Steinhatchee. And I'm not saying Google pronounces everything the way it is. It's kind of like Miccosukee or Miccosukee or whatever how you use. You know that one?
I don't like when they make it soupy.
They got Miccosukee too. Is like,
make it sloppy.
Yeah, we got a bunch.
That's my job.
We got a bunch of Indian names down here. I don't know how they came up with them.
But
if it's already sloppy, that's a hard pass.
But yeah, Steen Hatchie, Seahag, them guys, Chris
Seahag
Peters.
Marina. Yeah.
He's a captain of one of his charter boats.
The love boat.
But yeah, he thought he was going to cover himself up forever and come out there and protect Charlie Tuna. He said, "What do he say? What do he say about you calling him Charlie Tuna?"
I forget what he said. That a good burn, or that was some kind of burn or something. I forget what he said. Oh, Charlie Tuna.
Charlie Tuna.
I called him Charlie Tuna. Yeah, he didn't like that too much.
Hey, we should make our profile pictures a tuna can.
Chicken of the sea. Well, see, his wife really owns that marina, the way I understand it. He's kind of like the do boy. He kind of does everything for his wife.
Yeah.
So she wears the pants around there. Old Charlie Tuna, he jumps and runs. So maybe she sent him down there. Who knows? She said,
It appeared to me like he was just walking from the maintenance thing down to the other place, and he just happened to run into us and decided, "Oh boy, there's that fucker with the camera."
And he actually lied, because they actually said it on camera that he was concerned about our safety standing in the middle of the street. We were never in the middle of the street. You walk down one side of the street, I walk down the other side of the street. It was like we were doing our own thing. I wasn't on your camera. You weren't on mine. We were making our own stories, you know? So it's funny that they'll sit there and lie, and then they'll walk up and lie to us about it. And we're supposed to believe this lie that they're telling us, even though we got it on video to prove what they're saying is a bunch of lies.
And then we're still the bastards that caused everything. You know, it's our problem. It's our problem. We walk down the street with a camera.
Now, if I walk up to you and I say something and I make you respond to whatever I say, as soon as you respond, you are wrong. And the best part is, if you don't respond, you're wrong there too. So you can't even do the silent treatment. Either way, you're going to be wrong however you respond to them when they approach you.
Yeah.
How does that make sense in any sane world?
Froggy with no master just went live.
Folks,
This world ain't sane.
He's a decent guy.
Yeah. So
He used to go by Froggy 67 or Froggy something. 69.
anybody
He puts out real content. He puts out real content.
Yeah, so Miami's not pulling nobody over for being out after the curfew. They don't want the lawsuits.
I think out here in my town, they're just afraid of the virus.
Yeah, they don't want to pull nobody over.
I had to file a police report because some nut job opened a credit card in my name. I got it all closed out and everything, so that's all good. But had to file a police report. I drove around for about 45 minutes before I called my eye on you, ranting and raving because I couldn't figure out how to get into the other one. Then I found a way to get into that police department. And he says, "Oh, you'll have to go down to the other one." It's like, okay. So he radios for someone to go down there. I go down there. I see someone. He looks like he's sitting there waiting for me. So I approach him. He goes, I was like, "Are you the one waiting for me?" He goes, "I don't know. I just got on. I don't know what's going on." Next thing I know, there he goes. He just took off, rolled his window up, and off he went. It's like, and terrified. It's like, good Lord. I mean, when the actual guy came up, it was done and over within 2 minutes. He made a copy of the paper from the bank saying, everything got closed out. No money was taken. You need to file a police report and put a fraud watch or fraud alert, whatever it's called. wrote my name down. And he says, you can, he's like, give it a couple days for them to take care of everything. But he's like, you can come back in and get a copy of it then whenever you want to. I was like, so this guy took off running for that?
Hey, the new day and age, they'll say, we'll write you the ticket, put it on your windshield wiper, and once we're gone, you can get out and get your ticket and drive on.
Right? Like, man.
I mean, they're already blocking off the glass between you and the people when you walk into a police station now. After this day and age, they're going to block it off. You can't even get in a police station.
Hey, it's
they got the offices on our police stations closed down, period.
Yeah, but
there ain't no going into the police station.
Remember Carolina auditor looking through that glass? They got, not only do they have the plastic glass up to keep you away from them, they got a white paper over so you can't see them on the other side of the glass.
Yeah, well, they were actually, we were all peeping through those tiny little holes, and they held a big map up. They were holding a map up so we couldn't see that. So she crawls up on the counter and starts looking over the top of the map.
I like to die and I see her up there on that damn counter.
Yeah. And
it's wild, man. Carolina auditor. If you haven't seen her do that, that was hilarious. Yeah. It's like, why are they trying to hide themselves from the people? It doesn't even make no sense what they're doing. It's why is the government getting so tyrannical, worse than they ever were?
So they're talking about pulling people over up there, Jeremiah. Fucking assholes. Don't shoot, hon. Don't shoot.
Yeah, I know. You better stop shit.
Did you cover your mouth?
Yeah, shit.
You know what's funny? They'll say, hey, you guys, everybody cough in your elbow and then do the elbow bump instead of shake hands.
Right. So basically, let's make contact with the most contaminated parts of our body now.
Yeah, let's spit all over our arm and then rub it on each other.
You know what? Let's just take a pact. Let's all lick the same popsicle stick and get it the hell over with.
Yeah, that's what we were saying the other day. Back in the day when you got chicken pox, they put all the kids together. Let them all get it
right.
at the same time.
That's what we need to do. Just get it over with.
Something you can do. You can try.
You got that, Chris Marcus.
Sometimes the cure is worse than the illness. You know, now think about this. They're saying, oh, yeah, all these old people are going to die. Yeah, but now they're letting all these old people die because they don't have enough time to take care of everybody. So some of the old people that are dying from not being able to get operations because they closed the operating tables down. They're dying because they're not getting treatment because the nurses and doctors are too busy treating everybody else. So you're going to lose probably the same amount of people are going to die from neglect.
Yeah.
That
so,
you know, the fix is worse than the illness.
What police department up there, Jeremiah, is threatening $1,200 fines? So I guess they can't, if they're not making us broke by making us stay out of work and close businesses, I guess they'll finish us off by fining us for driving.
It's called
pain your stimulus check by.
Yeah, it's called pain compliance. They're gonna make you either go beat your ass or they're gonna hurt your wallet. One or the other. Either way.
That's why they're not worried about giving this money out. This is how they're getting it back right here.
Yeah, they'll give everybody $1,200. Give everybody $1,200 and then turn around and take it back in a fine.
Yeah, except they'll charge you 13.
You know, it's absolutely fucking horse shit. So, yeah, what police department up there is doing that, Jeremiah? Okay, so the White House, I just got this thing that says the White House projects 100,000 to 240,000 U.S. deaths. Okay. We're only at 3,500.
Yeah, but look how many lives they're saving from car crashes.
Yeah.
Oh. Look how many people didn't get shot on the streets because nobody's on the street. How many lives are they saving by the shutdown compared to how many would have died if it wouldn't have shut it down? They're saving a bunch of lives.
If this French doctor is right that this medication, these two antibiotics are saving lives, then how in the hell are we going to lose that many lives? We're not going to approve the medications until after we've done lost that many lives.
It's kind of like YouTube. They don't monetize the video till after everybody watches it, and then they'll monetize it. There's nobody else going to watch it. You already had the flow. Well, the government ain't going to break out the pill or the fix. They're not going to give it to you till after everybody's dead. Then they'll magically come up with the cure. It'll finally be okayed by the FDA. So now we're allowed to use it. Oh, sorry about your luck, everybody that ain't here.
That's about it, too.
Got to be approved by the FDA.
Okay, so I'm gonna make a phone call here once, people.
Alrighty.
Thank you for calling the Vancouver Police Department. If this is an emergency or your situation requires the assistance of a police officer, hang up and dial 911. If this is an emergency and you're calling from outside the local area, please call 360-696-4461. If you want to report a non-emergency incident, such as a neighborhood parking complaint or a report found property, please hang up and dial 311. Or if outside the local area, dial 360-693-3111. At any time during this message, you may press 0 to be connected with a Vancouver Police Department employee. The following provides
They ran back, see what the hell's going on, and then reached his pocket for us.
Yeah, it's crazy all these police departments shut down. You can't even make phone calls to them.
Vancouver Police?
Yes, this is Vancouver Police Department. Is a watch commander on duty?
I'm sorry, who's the what?
Is there a watch commander on duty?
We have multiple sergeants, but no commander.
All right. Well, is there one of the sergeants able to speak on the phone?
I can transfer you over to dispatch so they can have a message put out for someone to contact you.
No. Okay. It seems like this whole country is going to where you can't reach them by phone, that they want your name and your phone number and all that information to be able to talk to, a police officer. Let me ask you this, ma'am. Maybe you can answer it. I hear there's rumors that Vancouver is going to start stopping people for driving and fine them up to $1,200. Is that so?
That is not correct. No.
Oh, it's not? So
no, no.
So you're not going to do that? Are you allowed? You're what? You're
I was
what?
just going to say, we have been told our agency is not going to do any stops like that, just to enforce the order.
You're just to enforce the order?
No, I said our agency isn't doing any kinds of those stops, just to enforce the order, because a lot of people are going to work, which have essential jobs, so we can't really say who should be out and who should not.
Oh, so you're not required to carry permission slips up there either?
No, you're not.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, I just wanted to confirm that because it is unconstitutional to deny us the right to travel. I think people traveling in vehicles is safer than people, walking down the street.
Yeah.
There's some people out here getting, fined for driving. It's not enough that we lose jobs and we lose business and we lose this, that, and the other, but that they're stealing our money by not allowing us to drive someplace. When you're down like this, I mean, if I cough in my car, it's my problem. It's not somebody else's problem. But yeah, I thank you. I just hope that I don't hear otherwise. Because it's not going to be very good for the country that these police stations are doing this. And hopefully you ain't going to be one of them. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
You forgot to say happy fuck the cops day.
Oh yeah, I did, didn't I?
Damn, for Eric Brandt. Fuck the
Yeah.
police.
What you did?
Yeah.
I was going to say it out loud, but I didn't get back here to hit the button fast enough.
Yeah. Should I call back and tell him that?
Nah, she was nice. You might as well be nice to her. What the hell?
Yeah.
We'll cut her a break. We can say we were nice to somebody at least once in our life.
Well, it may be a case, Jeremiah, that is what they want to do, and maybe this department just decided they're not going to follow the rule. I mean,
no, Miami said they're not going to do it either. At least that's what the story was that guy put on his video.
It would be nice to know that they're not going to do that.
Well, they're going to be sued out the ass if they do. You know that.
Yeah.
They will be going. There will be a lot of cases going to courts after this. And then they'll try to fight them too. And that's the worst part. They're going to know they're wrong, but they're going to try to justify it. And they'll fight it all the way to the end because they don't care. It's unlimited credit card, the taxpayer's dollar.
You know, I forget who I was talking to about this. I think it was a buddy of mine who helping me work on my bike. We were sitting there talking about all this with the fines and the stimulus pack or whatever it is and everything else. It's like, they'd be further ahead by giving everyone a 2-week supply of weed or booze, your choice, than this stimulus pack, because everyone's just going to chill out. They're all going to be nice and calm. Everything's going to be all right. And it'd be a lot cheaper, too.
Absolutely.
It's going to cost them a lot for 2 weeks worth of weed.
Oh, come on now. Well, maybe for some, but
I want the good shit.
You know they got supplies of that, man. You know that.
It's probably going to be more than $1,200 at Florida's price because, hell, they want an arm and a leg down here in Florida.
$70 a quarter out here.
It's $56 an eighth at the cannabis place here in Florida.
Lord.
Yeah, and then plus you got to pay your doctor, you got to pay the state, and that averages between $750 and $1,000 a year just for the doctor and the state license, not counting it buying any medicine at all.
Yeah, but you know they've got stockpiles of that hidden away somewhere.
Yeah,
you know they do.
They grow it right down here in Lake County, right down below, right there above Orlando. There's a big old place that grows it. It looks like an armed fortress. They got chain link fences with barbed wire and security guards.
I was just about to ask how good's their security.
Yeah, they got it pretty well under control. It looked like a prison down there. I want to go down there and walk around the building one day on the side of the road. I used to live down there. I'd love to go down there and just walk around and make a video.
Yeah. There you go. That'd be a good one. That'd be a good one.
Yeah, I'd love to do that one. We went to a prison yesterday, and my eye on you about got ate up by no-see-ums. He's got the camera. I look over at him. He's got the camera down on his leg, and I'm like, I started laughing because as soon as I seen it, I knew what was going on. I said, "Are the no-see-ums getting you?" He said, "Hell no, no-see-ums. I can see them. They're everywhere." I started dying laughing.
Yeah, my legs were fucking black with them bastards.
Hey, so my eye on you. I was listening to that phone call. Even Governor Inslee did a thing on it. He talked about it, about doing enforcing all this and doing $1,200 fines.
Yeah, but the police departments are the ones that have to enforce it, and they're deciding they're not going to enforce this shit.
Well, if you know anybody that gets one, you let me know because I'll call back. I'll raise fucking hell with them. I don't give a shit.
Right.
The flood called their ass, boy.
I mean,
'Cause I know Oregon and Washington both are talking about doing it.
Hey, y'all, Janet abandoned us,
yeah, I don't think that person that come up on there was actually Janet. I think it was somebody else.
I couldn't check because I wasn't in the chat. If I was in the lobby, I could click their name and go to their page and see if it was really her. You gotta be careful. They'll come up. Shit, man.
Oh my. I'm hoping this weekend's going to be a little bit warmer weather out here.
Oh, and by the way, before I forget, I was saying that there's talk about enforcing it. If they weren't, then why are they handing out essential passes? And they're saying that the only way you can travel is if you have the essential pass. They're saying it's going to get to that, and I know that for a fact because my wife actually has an essential pass.
Well, they just said that they ain't gonna bother with them, so keep an eye out and an ear out and see what happens.
Well, see, they're not going to tell everybody in the beginning. This is going to last 2 months. They're going to start out with, well, it's just going to be a week, maybe 2, maybe 1 more week, and let's see. 1 more week, just a few more days. Let's hold out just a little longer and see. That's how they play the game. It's always played that way.
Chris,
until everyone gets their checks is what they're going to do.
Chris,
Everybody's going to be out on the streets.
Chris, what you were hearing over on that Janet was they had their YouTube on, and it was our mics because we were all talking and lagging behind. I still don't think it was Janet because I believe Janet knows exactly how to get in here. I just don't think. I think it was somebody else.
Somebody go back up and click on the name, and then go to channel. When you click on their name in the chat.
Now here's Janet. See, Janet just popped up here. Was that you? Was that you earlier in here, Janet?
Yeah.
Okay. We were wondering if we had a fake Janet in here or not. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Peace.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. How are
It's
you?
good. Not too bad. Just sort of trying to wait out this bullshit going on.
Let me see your face.
Oh my, me?
Come on. Let me see your face.
Come
on.
Must have clicked the wrong damn one. Hey, there you go. How you doing?
How come everybody's faces? Oh, look at you. Hi, babe.
Yeah. So, how's Denver been? How's Denver been out there?
Good. Everything's good. I got Defend here.
Hey, Defend. I know you probably don't hear me, but tell him we said hello anyway.
Yeah, I will. I will.
It just this craziness is just unreal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just soon be starving. We'll soon be starving here if we can't. If my wife can't get back to doing what she does.
I haven't quit working. I'm still working every day.
Yeah, well, what she does, everything's closed. Can't do it. Yeah, they shut it all down. So it's, it's mercy. But are you guys got lack of travel out there for non-essential stuff?
Yep.
Are they finding people?
I haven't heard anything yet. That's kind of, I was talking to Dawn earlier and she told me. Yeah,
it's a bunch of shit. They're taking money from people that probably need that money, and especially at this time. And I just think it's absolutely ridiculous. But as soon as I find out who they are, I'm going to rag the hell out of them. See if we can't get them to stop.
Yeah.
I reach a lot of people up in that area, so I can. There's a lot of people. I come from that area, so they know who I am. Poor farmer comes from that area. He's got a lot of people in Pennsylvania. A Dutchman there, he does. Jeremiah's not too far. He's got people all over the place. So,
Hi, Jeremiah.
We can stretch across Pennsylvania net pretty quick.
Oh yeah,
and we can take care of that. Ain't no doubt about it. So, how's Eric been?
Oh, I talked to Eric last night. He's doing pretty good. He says he's not getting enough mail. So today I'm like printing out stuff.
Yeah.
So it's what not to say to a police officer.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Anything?
Yeah, what?
You said what not to say to a police officer. I said anything.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you need to go catch our our latest video down in Steenhatchee where we almost got run over.
Huh.
Yeah, this guy takes his truck and you can see a person that works for the Sea Hag Marina up talking to him in the window, and then he moves up a little further, and then the guy's talking to him again, and then he sits there and he punches the gas pedal and he goes flying right at us and hits this bump in the ass end. The truck flies up, shit flies all over the place. Oh yeah, that was pretty interesting. So
it was all over the place.
He under Florida law, from what I see, he falls under Penal Code 777.04, which is attempted voluntary manslaughter.
Wow.
So we're going to see what happens. We're going to see what goes on.
Yeah, I thought Sunday somebody was going to get arrested, but it went clean. It was just so nice.
That's good. I mean, what you're doing out there, yes, you guys put yourself at risk, but you're putting yourself at risk for a good cause. And maybe it's in their bad interest to mess with you, knowing that you're feeding the homeless, which can't get food right now. I mean, how are they eating?
They're not. Yeah, they were telling me one more closed down on 16th and 17th and Grant. It was like a spaghetti place, and it closed down too. There's no place for people to go.
Yeah, I mean,
and wouldn't you think that would be where you would stop the coronavirus is through the homeless, right?
Yeah. Yep. But I guess they don't care. I mean, I think the government looks at them as expendable people, and just like they do the elderly too, they're expendable.
Definitely.
So
they say hi to you. Defense says hi.
Hello. I see he's in here.
Oh,
he was in here. Or no, maybe that was just Chris seeing him on the video saying, hey. Chris Marcus is here, said, hey, defend.
Eye on you.
Yeah. PDF lost his connection. He's been having problems over there. Too many people online over there, PDF.
Pop, why did they say that?
But,
let me see Dawn. I hear Dawn.
Hey.
What? Hey, hello.
Let me put my glasses on. Hey, Bradford.
Good. How are you? I can't hear what you're saying, so.
Here.
Oh,
Now I can hear you, I think. Oh, good. Yes.
That's a scary sight right there.
I know it is. I'm backing up. I seen this lady moving. I was like, who the hell is that lady moving? Oh my God, it's yourself. Get out. Oh my.
Oh, there you are, Defend. I see you now.
Hello, everybody.
Get in the camera, Dawn.
No.
Get in the camera.
Hell? Look at me, Dawn. Look at me. I'm all messed up here.
Focus.
Oh my.
Oh, you look beautiful.
Janet, did Dawn's camera just break?
How would she know? I would know. It's
That's
cracked.
Well, we can't see you. We can't see you.
What?
What? That's okay. I don't care. Lights broke.
Oh shoot!
You're tapping.
All is good.
You hear it?
It's good defense.
Mike picks up everything.
I hear you too.
If I fart, they hear it too.
Oh man!
Yeah,
Please
don't.
Prove it.
Please
We have
don't.
Kyle
Prove
here.
it. Prove it.
They hear the lightning.
You won't.
They hear the rain.
Good day, the ring.
Yeah.
It's storming.
Yeah, they were.
All right, folks. I'm gonna put this pizza in there in the oven so everybody can eat it.
Thank you.
Tell
Thanks
Top
for
Notch I said hello.
Okay, I will. Bye.
Bye.
Give me this.
Okay, that's enough.
That's quite the cook, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, I better go too, huh? I gotta deal with shit.
Okay, well, send everybody our love up there, including Eric.
I will.
And, just hope someday.
Yeah. So
Can't
I
wait.
want to tell you what he said last night. He said, there's a guy in there, Janet. He has no money. Can you put money on his books? And I was like, Eric. So $60 I put on this guy's books.
Who is that?
His name is Christopher Cohen. Yeah.
Right.
So I looked him up. He's got like 16 charges of traffic violations,
Yeah.
So
Just
he
traffic.
yeah.
This is unreal. This is so unreal
Fucked
that
up.
people got to pay. It's like it's like everybody getting arrested for disorderly conduct. When did that become a throw you in jail charge? Thought that was a citationable charge.
Just
Well,
for
I
cursing at
think
a cop too.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I mean, it's all about the money to them. It's all about processing you through the system and making sure everybody gets paid. That's all it is.
Hey, Jeremiah. Look what I got.
You just drink that thing. We know that you need to drink sweet stuff because you're not sweet enough yet.
She can't hear you, Jeremiah.
What smart ass comment? I can't hear you.
He said, here, say it again, Jeremiah.
I
What?
said that you might as well. You better drink that because you got to keep drinking sweet stuff because you're not sweet enough yet.
Right? I know.
Right.
Mosquitoes keep eating me. I should be eating lemons.
It's no wonder they keep biting you.
I know.
Mosquitoes love little chihuahuas.
Yes, they do.
They're all bark and no bite.
All my ankles, just the way they're supposed to.
No, you're the chihuahua. You're all
I
bark
know.
and no bite.
Chihuahuas bite your ankles, right?
Something like
They
that.
try, but
Ankle
a swift kick in the ass makes them run.
Okay. Bye.
Goodbye, everybody. Much love.
All right. Nice for you to stop in, Janet. And Javagasm, yeah, defend. That's what a nice pot of black coffee will do to you, huh, Jeremiah?
Yeah,
Ian Brown.
I've barely been drinking coffee lately.
Oh yeah.
You feeling all right?
Yeah.
I'm not feeling all right. I'm also cutting back on smoking because it's getting bad.
Yeah, that would be good. Our Keurig machine went down. It wasn't brewing coffee no more. Piece of
I
shit.
just fixed ours.
And so Dawn, she went through and cleaned it and did everything, and wouldn't work. So she called them. I think it was yesterday.
They'll send a new one.
And so they told her to clean the 3 holes out inside there. And then they're like, oh, well, we'll just send you one. And Dawn was telling her that I didn't like it. I hated the damn thing. Didn't want one and this, that, and the other. So they said, well, we're going to send you a new one and we're going to make sure that he likes it. So we're going to send you 2 boxes of coffee. So they're sending us a whole new one. And guess what? I went and cleaned those, went and stuck some shit in the, hey, Perth. Went and stuck a thing up those 3 holes underneath there. And the son of a bitch works.
Nice.
So now
that's almost like the one that I got.
But yeah, I just clean the holes out. I didn't know that. I should have looked at YouTube, but
man, I had to do a lot more than that. Jeez.
Yeah, well, she boiled it out with vinegar and everything else, run vinegar through it and all kinds of crap, and be honest with you, when I stuck that thing up in them holes, it didn't even feel like they were clogged or anything. It slid up there. It didn't even come out black. Nothing come out of it. But it worked. It cleaned them out. I don't know what the hell it does, but it definitely fixed it.
Yeah, see, with mine, I had to sit there and tear it apart. I had to clean the check valve and everything. It was a mess.
I will keep my comments to myself about what you were saying.
I was waiting for that.
But how's it doing, Perth? Are you guys all quarantined over there? But yeah, it just seems like while I'm on here, I don't think they're going to answer the phone, but I'm going to try another phone call. I'm in the mood.
Who's that?
Where the fuck did it go? I had it up here. The Erie Police Department. Right now I'm getting bothered like crazy. Let's see what Erie, Pennsylvania says about that. Is that all for
You have reached the City of Erie Police non-emergency line. We are presently taking other calls. Please remain on the line and your call will be answered as soon as possible. If this is an emergency, please hang up and call 911. Thank you. We'll be back on the line as soon as we can.
You up on Cam, Perth?
Thank you for calling the City of Erie. You are calling.
You're told that the... Yeah, is there a watch commander on duty?
Yeah, who's calling?
I'm just a concerned citizen. I just got a question. You guys finding people for being out in the streets for driving?
No.
You're not?
Gosh, no. For driving?
Yeah.
No.
You're not? Somewhere up there in Erie area is finding people $403.
No.
Okay, so the Erie Police Department. Not Erie County? All right. Okay. Well, are you needing to have a permission slip to drive up there?
No, sir.
You're not? Okay, that's good.
No, sir. I don't know. Got some bad information there, but no, we're not doing that.
Well, I'm just told it's in Erie somewhere. I haven't found out the exact location yet, but I will. All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, so it's not Erie City Police.
There's something you forgot to say to him again.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't say goodbye properly.
Yeah. All right. Well, happy fuck the cops day. Yeah. Somebody up there is fucking doing it. I need to figure out who it is. So the military's coming at you guys over there at Perth. I'm surprised that...
Perth, you can come up here. You don't have to show yourself. None of us are showing ourselves.
Yeah, no, you can do that. I keep the camera off, and I prefer it to be off because it doesn't use bandwidth. My connection here comes and goes. It sucks. But yeah, you don't have to show your face. Nobody has to. It doesn't matter. Janet wanted me on camera, so I I have to obey. Of course, my wife's just obeys. So, yeah, Chris Marcus, I don't like him either. I hate them bastards. But since I
Hi, people.
hey Perth, but Chris, we get those little wee things that you put in them. You buy them for $3 or something, and you put your own coffee grounds in. So I'm good with that. As long as I ain't paying 50 cents for a cup of coffee, screw them people.
So how's things where you are? I was listening to somebody. Sorry, I was listening to somebody earlier on saying that they'd gone out or whatever, and that there was cars all over the place, and whatever, bumper to bumper, that people were stacking up on food. I mean, I would have thought that you guys had already done that. Jesus, if you can see us fighting over toilet paper, run out and get toilet paper. If you hear me telling you that the military is coming on the streets, you know what's heading your direction.
Oh yeah, there ain't no doubt it.
Not to interrupt,
it's following. It's one after another. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not to interrupt, but Monk, I said that we prefer your camera off because you're ugly as sin. My eye on you and Jeremiah.
Okay, go after yourself. Oh, that's
He's
right.
just jealous.
Enjoy it too, brother.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right?
Yeah. Hey, love you too, Monk Eye.
Monk Eye's busy looking in the brown eye. That's why.
But yeah, no, the cops have only been out here for the last probably, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 days or whatever. And one of my neighbours actually said to me yesterday that he got stopped twice on the road asking him where is he going, because it's down to the point now where they're saying to people, you can't go out to socialise, and that includes going to visit your own family.
Yeah.
So sorry, go on.
So how bad is the virus actually over there? Is the flu worse and killing more people like it is here in this country?
Okay, let me put it to you this way. Firstly, I don't believe that China is responsible for this. Secondly, I don't believe that this virus is as deadly as what they're saying. I reckon it's nothing more than a bad case of the flu. I also believe that the ages of the people that are coming out here that have passed away, you're looking at 90, 80, 70, 60. And now they're starting to throw out the odd 7-year-old or 9-year-old because people are not believing what is coming out, right? So they have to make it look worse than what it is. Has anybody around me caught it? No. Has anybody around any of my family members caught it? No. I keep asking everybody wherever I go, do you know anybody that's caught it? No. I've got people that are telling my members of family, people like top surgical nurses, just nurses in general, they laugh and they say, you know, people are putting these masks on, they ain't worth shit, that this is nothing more than the flu, this is not whatever. I mean, I did a video the other day putting up on the UK Gov site. They're saying that they downgraded it. You know what I mean? So right. I'm asking, if they downgraded it on the 19th of March, what the fuck are we shutting everything down for?
Yeah, really. Well, I believe that it's been here in this country since probably November anyway. It's like I tell everybody, the reason I believe that is because I know quite a few people that has been sick and sick worse than they've been in their entire life, that you know, and doctors didn't know what they had. They didn't have the flu, but they had something else. So I had 2 grandbabies in the hospital with symptoms that are very similar to what they're telling you this is. I've had a niece that had her baby in the hospital for the same thing. They blamed it on respiratory stuff and also asthma. They were mixed, and that was a bad reaction.
Can I please tell you, sorry for breaking you, but I tend to forget what I'm about to say if I don't say it. Yesterday, I was reading an article, found an article, China, at the moment, it was dated the 1st of April, right? Mm-hmm. They have discovered 44 cases of unknown very strange type of pneumonia. Now, I put a video up about an Italian doctor who had spoken to the doctors in the north of Italy that were coming out saying that they were coming across very strange cases of pneumonia well before they even heard of Wuhan.
Yeah.
So
even
China is now literally saying that they're starting to see, right now, have got 44 cases. They're not saying corona. They're saying of a very strange disease, whatever you want to call pneumonia, a very strange looking pneumonia. And they are under the assumption that it might be associated with SARS.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, as far as whether China put it out or not, I mean, it's obviously said that that's where it come from, but I think there's other governments involved with that.
Oh, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. We don't know the games that they play in the background. You know what I mean? They don't care if they knock a few people off to get to their agenda.
And it's best for them to knock the older people off. That's
absolutely. Because look at the ages. The only time that the younger age group came out was when all of this social media started going. They're elderly people. They've already got, their health is compromised already. But people need to look at the fact of, if we're not being told the truth about the numbers, how do we know that that person, like a nurse said, they could have already had a heart problem, caught the flu, right, which obviously put the heart on under more stress. The heart stops. Are they going to say that they died because of the heart problem, or are they going to turn around and say it was corona? We don't know.
Right. But that's what, I was reading some stuff earlier, a couple of weeks ago, where Italy was like at 4,000 deaths, and the average age of death was 81.
That's right.
And in this country, it was like 67 was the average age here.
I don't know if you guys have heard, and I've said it on other panels or whatever, a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine that passed away not so long ago, she was in Oroville, California. I remember when I used to Skype with her, and this is way before, this is a good 9, 10, maybe 12 months before this Wuhan thing, right? So that gives you an indication how far back. When I was listening to her one day, we were talking, she started coughing her guts up. She couldn't even complete a sentence without coughing. And I'm saying to her, for the love of God, you sound like your lungs are fucking full of water. What's happening? Now, after that, she ended up going to the doctors. They pretty much showed her an x-ray that they found something in her lung, but they couldn't diagnose it. Because the minute I heard about the symptoms of this, she came to mind. The minute I heard about the doctors in Italy saying that they were coming across a strange pneumonia type thing, she came to mind. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've got to look at this, because we don't know. We're only going by what we are told.
And in China, I mean, it come out that this has been around there for quite some time until this doctor finally come out, and then they killed him. But, you never know how long it's been here.
Well, again, the thing is, China dated I checked the date on the post. It was the 1st of the 4th. They've come out now and they're saying that there is 44 cases of this, that they've come across this strange pneumonia, which is the same thing that the doctors in Italy were saying well before Wuhan.
Yeah.
Where'd my ketchup go?
So we don't know. We don't know. The Chinese are saying that it's possibly connected to SARS. I'm going to have to go back and see where they go further with that. But
and see, the thing is, you don't know. You never hear the names of the people that die from it, right?
Yes, that too.
So
there's never an increase in the obituaries.
So
for all these people that are dying, you think there'd be that obituary section would be a lot bigger than what it is.
Okay, so it makes me wonder if somebody does die, do they just say, "Oh, they died from the coronavirus"?
Well, if they're trying to instill fear into people, I mean, that's the way that you would go. You would say every time somebody dies, it's like the way that they're making it look, it's like nobody dies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now all of a sudden, 5 of them died. Like, really? And none of what they're doing, none of what the government is pulling out of their ass with these rules and whatever, none of it makes any sense to me. You stand 2 meters apart, okay? You have to stand 2 meters apart in the checkout. And yet, every fucker in front of you, behind you, including yourself, has gone and put their finger on that little automatic paying machine when they stick their card in. You might as well turn around and shake the fucker's hand behind you.
Yeah.
How much you want to bet they're going to say that my mother-in-law passed away because of the coronavirus, but they will not put the name out. They will not put the name out. When somebody dies, they'll probably just say,
Do you know what I mean? So there's a lot of stuff that makes no sense to me. I mean, here we've got drones. They're using drones now to make sure that people distance themselves because people are just, nobody's really believing the shit. So they have to intensify because not everybody is following their savior. You know what I mean? So they're starting to intensify. Hence the cops now on the road. Where are you going? When you finish your shopping, go straight home. I mean, is this coronavirus or is this friggin' martial law?
It's martial law.
So Monk Guy is saying that I need to catch the Corona, SARS, and MERS, but I don't. Yeah, I could say so much to that.
But yeah, you've got people. Sorry, go on.
Right now, we're dealing with my mother-in-law passing away 2 days ago.
Sorry to hear that, mate. Yeah, I'm doing later on this morning, probably in another 3 hours, 2 hours, I'm doing a live stream for a friend of mine, another friend on YouTube, that passed away about a week ago. Yeah. And I know that he didn't pass away from corona, let's put it that way. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just very sus. I'm very sus about, to me, it looks like the governments are pulling shit out of their ass every time they come up with a new bunch of laws. It's like, hang on, that's not working. Let's try this. So then they come out with another bunch of law. Oh, that's not working. You know, I mean, Jesus, look in India, for God's sakes, what they're doing to people. They declare that everything is in lockdown, and then they go beat the fuck out of them with sticks when they're trying to buy fruit and vegetables. Like, people can look at that and they can laugh, and that's fine because, you know, everybody gets a buzz out of that kind of a video. But that's coming to us. That's coming to us. It's just coming slow here.
Yeah, it's just like
go on.
You know, one of the other rarest stats that I've read was, you know, I'm not sure where it's at right now, but a couple weeks ago, Russia didn't even have 700 cases of it. That's a pretty big country too.
Exactly. There's something that everybody might want to watch at the moment, because I went on the search last night. I was wanting to hear what Putin had to say about everything, right? And according to the Russian newspaper, he is being very, very quiet. Apparently there's two other top dudes that are making decisions, and well, they're not making the decisions per se, but they're actually bringing those decisions to air so that the people can hear them. Like, you know, for example, you're in lockdown now, or you're doing this, or you've got to do that. Putin is being very quiet, which is extremely odd to me. Like, he is the head honcho of Russia. The fact that he's not coming out laying down these laws is a little bit odd to me. There's something that is. That's why I keep saying this is nothing but a big ass distraction for people. You know, everybody was running out, buy the toilet paper, buy the food, buy the this. How fucking distracted can you actually get a mass of people? I mean, they did it well. They did it extremely well. They dropped a situation and humanity ran with it, you know?
Yeah, you guys got the toilet paper problem over there?
Oh, no, we got that trend going. That trend started here and then it developed over at your end. Oh, no, they were fighting over it, literally fucking fighting over it in the supermarket.
Yeah, we've had that here too. It just, I just don't get it.
The thing is, though, I find people pathetic, especially people that go that crazy, right? I mean, I was watching all of this and I was laughing at it and I'm going, what the fuck does toilet paper have to do with corona? It's not your ass that's catching the fucking virus. It's your lungs. Like, what are you going to be doing with toilet paper? You know what I mean? Anyway.
I think they eat it.
Well, it's either I'm not phased. I've got a wardrobe full of toilet paper. I can just start ripping up my fucking clothes.
Well, that's the thing. You know, here in Walmart, you're going to buy a thing of washcloths for like $3, 18 of them. Buy a bucket and buy some cleaner. You just dip them in there and wash them and use them over again.
The thing is, though, now everybody seems to have run out of dough. You know what I mean? Because nobody's cramming over the toilet paper. So when I go to the supermarket now, I can buy my dunny roll.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it was just insane. It was insane as to what was going on and how badly people were stripping the shelves. And for what? You know, for what? Even if you manage to get a truckload of toilet paper and toilet paper is never made again, eventually that dunny roll is going to run out. So you're going to have to drag your ass on the grass.
Yeah, but the you know, it's like our local one here. You got to walk up to the door from back in the back, and they hand you one package, and you don't have a choice whether it's 4, whether it's 12, or how many's in the package. That's all you get. And they're doing that with milk. What else?
One gallon of milk, one loaf of bread.
Yeah, they're getting pretty strict with everything.
Yep.
Yeah, see, that sounds to me like martial law. It's not. People. I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said to the guy down at the supermarket, I said, dude, I'm sick and tired of fucking asking the same question. And I said, the answer I'm getting and what I'm seeing doesn't add up. I said, are you guys restocking the shelves? And he goes, no. He goes, it's not the fact that we have the stuff and we're not restocking. He goes, we can't get it. Because see, here in West Australia, majority of our stuff comes from the east of Australia. So now that we've closed the borders to the west, right, all this traffic is getting stuck at the border, which is delaying the trucks.
Yeah.
So majority of supermarkets don't have the stuff to restock, even if they wanted to. But even besides all of that, like I says, just going back to looking at things, people don't realize the trolleys that they touch. Somebody's already touched it. Somebody's going to touch it after them. The door handles. Can you imagine how much stuff would have to be wiped down 24/7 constantly for the next, I don't know how many months to even come close to it just doesn't add up to me. None of it does.
No, it's just there's crazy stuff happening over here. That's just like you know, James Madison's one video. He in Daytona that he went to a boat launch and they have it closed down. You can't use it. But not too far from that is a city golf course, and there was people all over the golf course playing golf. Okay, so why would you shut down the boat dock, launching your boat into the water, which I think would be pretty much safe as safe can be?
You'd kind of think, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, then he went to the city offices trying to find answers, and they wouldn't even talk to him through the door. You know, but that's the stupid shit they're doing around here. You know, like several states have the borders closed. You know, they're checking to see where you're coming from, and you know they're trying to keep you from traveling. Which, you know, there's people. That's what I started this stream with. Pennsylvania, 3 friends of my daughters, my kids, have been fined $403 for driving around.
Well, here they came out with, and I'd have to double check, but I'm pretty sure that I read it right. What they're doing here is they're saying that if they find somebody that is blatantly not following the rules, they can be fined anywhere up to $11,000 and I think 6 months in jail.
Oh, wow.
Which is
as they announced out here, that it's not, that my county got put on a stay-at-home order, first thing I did is I went for a drive.
Yeah.
Screw them.
Yeah, this is not, it's got nothing to do with this virus that's going around. Like I says, this is, I mean, I know people at the moment, okay, that are sick. And let's say we call it COVID-19. These people are not dying. They have symptoms like the flu.
Yeah. And, something else that's interesting is, world leaders, other parts of our government all come out. Some of them say that they've had it, and none of them have serious symptoms.
That's right. That's right.
People that have these symptoms and die.
There's 100 politicians across the world that are basically saying now that they've got it or had it, right? 100.
Yeah.
And that's not including cabinet members, this, that, and the other, and ones that are below them. Why is it all of a sudden they're saying that they're catching it? Because they need to push this to people. They need to get people to believe it. If people believe it, they're in fear, and that's exactly where they want everybody. They want everybody afraid to move.
Yeah.
It's their agenda.
I look at my family, there's no way in fucking hell that somebody's going to tell me that I can't go and hug my kid, that the government's going to tell me that I've got to stand 2 meters away from my kid. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
No way,
Yeah, Monk Eye, Janet was here. We heard about that. That's awesome, man. You guys put yourself out there to take care of those people. It's awesome. But
this is all just an agenda for the one world government.
Exactly. That to me, that is what it looks like. For anybody that actually went and read all about Agenda 21/30, right? I mean, you can see they're pushing people into little boxes, pushing people into the city. It's the surveillance thing. How are they pushing people into the city? Well, hey, let's fucking drown a few with floods. Let's burn a few out. Let's drought a few out. Where are they going to go? They're not going to stay where they are. They're going to go into the city. They're going to live in a little box where they can get surveilled. Moving the masses, okay? Look at, was it Pakistan or where the hell it was over there? A little war, you've got people left over. Where are those people going to go? They're going to cross the border into the next country. It's called moving the masses, forced mix.
Yeah.
The only difference now is they, I think, because of the internet, seeing how many people are standing up going, no more, we've got to stand up and say no more. I think they are shitting in their dacks that that's going to happen. So how do you stop that? I mean, look at what's happened since they put out that there's this COVID-19. The yellow vestas in Paris, not on the street. Anybody that was protesting, not on the street. They literally stopped everything in its tracks.
Yep. Well, they'll never get me out of the country. They'll have to force me. They're not going to force me into no damn city.
Can I please tell you that ages ago, I actually read that America has an agreement with Australia, and I always get the other two countries. I'm never sure of one of the countries. I think it was Argentina and some other country somewhere. I can't. Was it Venezuela? No, it might not be Venezuela. Anyway, Australia and 2 other countries made an agreement with America that should something happen in America, we take the refugees. Why would they do that?
Yeah. Who knows?
You know what I mean? Why would you so far in advance make that agreement unless you know that something's coming?
Yeah. Yep. I mean, they call us the biggest and most powerful country, but yet they're planning on having refugees go someplace and dumping them on another country. I think it's all a bunch of shit.
It is. It is. We are living in a world of bullshit. And I say to people, if we're not all going to stand up together, right? Forget the race, forget the religion, forget all of that crappy fucking those categories. We're not going to all stand up together and say enough is enough.
Right.
We're screwed. We might as well buy popcorn, sit back, and just watch the fucking shit show.
Yep. Well, it's just like us here every day when we're out fighting for our rights. And, it's like me and poor farmer, we go down to this one place and, all we do is walk by with a camera and everybody gets in there and bitches about how bad that is, how we were wrong, how we didn't do this. And that's the way this country is. I mean, most of these people in this country, they could care less. They think we're all wrong about bitching about this stuff. Well, they're the ones that's going to be boarding the train when it comes.
Oh, yeah. Rude awakening, mate, to a hell of a lot of people.
Please take my rights away. I don't want to be free.
You're not. Trust me, you're not. We're all in open air prisons. Majority of people just can't see it.
Yeah.
Because of that illusion, the 4 concrete walls with the barbed wire on top, because you see yourself on this side of it, you think you're not in prison. Just an illusion.
Here's one. Hey, here's a good one. They're letting people out of prisons all over the United States, right?
Exactly.
And they say, well, these people are nonviolent people that are not likely to reoffend. Then what the hell are they doing in prison?
Hang on a minute. Let me confirm something on that, okay? I heard this morning somebody was saying on a different chat that a guy was in prison. He was sentenced for life. It got cut down to, I think, 20 years or something or other. He pretty much gets told out of nowhere, you're out. He was like, what the fuck? He was having like a what the fuck moment. People, they're letting them out of prison. Why? Because now they need to be charging people, and they're going to be charging people over. If you don't follow the rules, okay, we're going to throw you in jail. They need the room.
Yeah.
They ought to start with the potheads. Let them out. They ain't hurting no one.
Well, if it's legalized, quite frankly, I don't know why the fuck all those people are still in jail.
Well, it's not.
Unfortunately, it's not
government.
That's right.
And that's the problem.
Would you rather guard a mass murderer or a pothead?
Well, I mean, if we're talking about effort involved, I think I'd rather guard the pothead because there's, that's an easy job there.
I would say, why do they have potheads in there? Because they're easier to guard than a bunch of mass murderers.
Yep.
The sad world we live in, people.
But yeah, they won't let poor Eric Brandt out, though. He hasn't done nothing worth keeping him there for.
Here's a good one. I know a guy told me, he said it hasn't been confirmed yet because no one's seen the person, but a person that was on probation from 2 different states, went to a 3rd state, got in trouble, did like a bunch of time, a year or so in the 3rd state, did the time there, got released. The 2nd state came, picked him up, took him to prison there. And he was supposed to be facing like 12 years, and he was still out on probation from the other states. So that would have been, 2 states he was on probation, facing charges. I was told he was just released from the 1 state because of the virus, which means the other state probably didn't come get him. So he was facing 12 years in 1 state, still had another 10 in the other state probation to do. And they just released that guy.
Exactly. See, if people are going to say to me that anything about any of this is fucking normal, that it makes sense, oh my God, get the fuck out of that bubble.
And if you believe they tell you the truth about anything, then you're really gullible.
And so there's many of those.
What are they lying about?
Absolutely.
They got to be lying about something. That's all they do.
I mean, I heard people saying that it was an economic thing. Possibly. I don't know. Is it anything to do with 5G? I don't think so, because if I'm going to look at Australia, for example, it's not that it's hidden. We got told that Eastern States here was going to be getting 5G. They didn't hide it. Do we have 5G here? Obviously do, because my modem has a button on it that says 5G. Planes, boats, they've had 5G for 2-3 years, so that's not causing this COVID thingy. I don't think it's got anything to do with it. There is a bigger thing behind all of this.
I spent some years in the frequency business. I've been around radio frequency. I learned a lot about it in the years that I was in that. And we live within 5G. We've been living within 5G for years and for all of our life. It's out there. It's a natural frequency. I understand that it's it's going to be concentrated into one spot, but we've got frequencies that are concentrated that high that we live in every day and we've lived in all of our life. So does that really affect us? No, I don't think so. I think it's all bullshit.
See, that's why, to me, again, like you said, I'm not saying that 5G is not harmful, okay? But it's been out there for a while, and if we're going to compare it to COVID-19 and that being the cause, well, we can't, because, like I said, ships, planes, whatever, have had 5G for 2-3 years, and nobody was catching anything. Nobody was coming through with anything. So I don't think so. I don't think it's got anything to do with 5G.
Well, see, the 5G frequency it's out there naturally.
Yeah. No, I was just trying to say that I get where you're saying that it's naturally and whatever, but then you said when it gets into more of a confined environment, whatever. Yes, okay, it might affect people, but is it what's causing COVID-19? I don't believe so.
No, I don't think so either. But who knows where the limit is on frequency out there? We're living in much stronger frequencies than 5G.
Yep.
Our biggest unknown technology is radio frequency. It's so unknown. We'll never get to the bottom of where it's at and what the limits are. But 5G isn't. That's no big deal.
What about that magnetic thing they shoot towards the ships, like China said, that magnetic, or what was it? Something that disables the whole ship, like a laser beam or something?
Electromagnetic pulse.
Yeah, that thing. They could blast you with that. Who knows what that'll do to you?
There was a documentary on that years ago where they were saying all it would take is one nuclear warhead, and all they'd have to do is detonate it so far above the Earth's atmosphere, and the EMP wave from it, electromagnetic pulse, would spread out so far, it pretty much shut down everything in the United States.
Yeah, it's EMFs. It's we actually built some. I'm not sure if Perth, I'm not sure if you got them down that country, but around here they build these concrete boxes, and they sit them out along the highways, and that's what contains all the router equipment and all that stuff to produce internet through the phone wires and so forth. But these boxes, what we did is we took these boxes and we shielded them from radio frequency, and they would have two of them, one for all their communications equipment and the other one for a big diesel generator. Now, this was a defense contract for the government, but it was paid for through FEMA. And what they did with these things, or what they do with these things, is they take them out to radio stations that's in the middle of nowhere, and they set these things up. And what these boxes are for was if we have a bomb that blows off and gives off EMFs, these boxes protect our communications. Okay, but there was always a joke between the people at the radio station and us when we were around these things. The only reason why they're there is basically for them to get on the radio and say, folks, we just got hit by a nuclear bomb and we're all fucked. Because, think about this. It allows the radio station to communicate.
Right.
But the radio station itself and the people in the radio station are not protected by this stuff.
So who's going to be here to report?
So we've wasted million. You know, I was under the understanding that it was like $2.2 million per
You're
site.
looking at it wrong. You're looking at it wrong because there's going to be people that are going to use the radios. It's just not going to be the people that are up here using the radios right now. That's when they get rid of everybody and they bring in. You know, I watched a YouTube video. There, a guy walked up to a semi truck that's parked at a mountain entrance. And he looks up at the guy and he says, "Hey, how you doing? How long you been here?" So the guy in the semi, thinking the dude that's standing in the road, it's nighttime, like I say, at a mountain entrance. He asks the guy, "How far have you been in this mountain?" And the guy says, "They only let you go 100 miles and then they turn you around because they don't want you to know where any other exits are." So they have underground, and this is on YouTube. And I forget the actual title, but there's several of them. But
I've watched them PDF, so yeah.
They drive into these mountains with truckloads of stuff, and then they unload their trailer, and they bring another trailer out, an empty one, I guess, and then the next guy hooks up and goes. Who knows how many hundreds of miles these tunnels are underneath the earth?
Well, supposedly, I think it's Raven Rock, military installation in Pennsylvania. There's a roadway underground starting there at Raven Rock that goes the whole way to DC.
There is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, we got rooms full of food down there. There's got to be rooms full of food for why these Walmart trucks lined up going in there.
There is. That facility will hold 6 months of food. It all comes out of Cisco and Harrisburg. And Cisco's, what they have to do is they got to go down and rotate it. So they take truckloads and truckloads of food out of there and they throw it away and they bring new back in, whether it was used or not. And it's not used.
When their chosen people come back out, all the radio equipment will still be able to be used. You know, it's just the chosen ones will get to go down into the. And they got everybody looking. I said they got everybody looking at Mars while they're digging down into our Earth.
Exactly. I always tell people Rover is in the Northern Territory. We've got enough red dirt in the Northern Territory to take some good pics.
But Dutchman, that facility is called Round Rock.
Round Rock.
Yeah, we've been there.
There's one called Raven Rock or something like that.
No, it's Round Rock.
Hold on.
I mean, talking about underground tunnels and whatever, people stop and think way back, as far back as you can remember. Did you ever see, like in the news or on the TV or on the radio, whatever you pick your poison, did you ever hear about so many sinkholes happening?
Yeah. Exactly.
You got to kind of wonder why all of a sudden sinkholes just happen.
Yeah, we got sinkholes all over the place.
Or the earthquakes they're having in the Northeast, and they're blaming it on fracking.
Yeah. But there's tunnels all through this country. There's many tunnels.
Absolutely.
You know, for those guys in Colorado, there's a tunnel that goes from Andrews Air Force Base all the way to the Denver airport that's wide enough that they can drive 2 C-130 jets side by side in it.
See, they hide things from people and they hide it in plain sight. When I started covering the Oroville Dam, right, when we thought that was going to go, when it nearly breached, I won't say nobody. Majority of people did not realize that the inside of the dam face is a storage center. What was being held in there? Lord knows, but the space in there is the size of 2 football fields. Do you know what I mean? Like, there has to be another exit to that. It can't be just the one that people have found now. There's got to be another exit to it. What it was used to like keep down there, what was kept there, was it, I don't know, whether it was explosives, whether it was weapons, whatever the fuck. But who would think to look inside of a damn face? So yeah, there's a shitload of hidden stuff.
I believe they got tunnels all the way from the East Coast to the West Coast. I was watching a video. They were digging up gold like 2 miles below the earth. I think it was over in Africa or somewhere or something. But if you can, they got people down there without any kind of equipment digging up gold out of 2 miles into the earth. What if you can dig down 2 miles in the earth without anything? Just some dude from Africa. I think we could drill tunnels 2 miles down in the earth and drive trucks through it with air conditioning and everything else.
Yeah, we're not gonna know. We get told the bullshit. It gets put out there. You know, people just run with it, and some people obviously don't, but majority do run with it. They're pushing the limits now. They're in a hurry. They're in a hurry to get things in place, and it won't be until they bring the military in everywhere. Oh, you know, they're there to guard the toilet paper. They're there to make sure that you don't hoard, yada, 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 keep the peace. Bullshit. Once they've got it in place, then they're going to turn around and go, fuck you, martial law.
Hey, you know, it's funny. You made 2 phone calls. Both people told you the same thing. Both people from totally different places. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, when has anybody ever gave you any information when you called these phone numbers? And we've been calling them forever. How's any of these receptionists ever gave us not even anything? But yet them 2 people just both gave you information. Like Jeremiah said. You see what I'm saying? Doesn't that seem weird to you?
Yeah.
They gave you information freely right away. As soon as you asked a question, they gave you the information.
Yeah.
They never give us information when we call these places. And it's like pulling teeth. We end up saying, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you 1,000,000 times and call them back and cuss them some more because they don't tell us anything ever, no matter what you ask them. But yet they just gave you answers today.
Yeah.
This stimulus package is another thing too, PDF. It's another thing too. It's like they're giving money to people to say, yeah, you know, this is
okay.
this is
my rights away. You're paying me, paying them off to accept taking their rights away.
That's right, and people are going for it. All people are talking about here now is, have you got your money? 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 That's all people are talking about here.
Yeah,
well, I won't get none.
I won't.
I'm unemployed, which is self-employed. Pretty much the same thing.
And they're being very polite about it too. They actually send you a text message first and they tell you you're getting your money. It's in the bank. You just need to wait 24 hours before you can get your hands on it.
Are they doing that with you guys too?
Pardon?
Are they doing that with you guys too?
Oh, they're doing it. They're doing it to us twice. Okay. This is where when people turn around and go, oh, this is just going to last a month or 2 and it'll be over. Well, why is it that this second payment that's coming out to us doesn't happen until July? If everybody was back at work by then, why the fuck would they be handing the payment out? Which means this ain't ending in July.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if you guys, a little ways down the road, you'll hear that there'll be a second payment made at such and such, because what's happening here just dribbles on over to you guys, the UK, yada, 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 every other country. But
hey, I told Jeff and them on his panel days and days, weeks ago, this is going to be an 18-week journey. And everybody, and Joe even read it. Oh, Joe Cool read it. When I said it, Joe said that I had typed in it was going to be an 18-week journey.
You mean 18 months?
No, I figured 18 weeks. Before anybody goes back to work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
About 4.5 months from the very beginning. And that's before anybody will be allowed to go to work. And the government's going to allow a small amount of people to go back at work first. And then they're going to allow a few more people to go back to work. It's only going to be the essential people. And the government, the whole world could turn into like a socialist, if you want to say communist or democratic, I don't know, but more socialist than it's ever been. I mean, everybody that works for the government already lives in a socialist lifestyle. People don't understand. Like the United States military is the biggest socialist party of the whole world. I mean, they're not allowed to talk to people. They have to do exactly what they say when they say it. They pay for everything: their food, their clothes, their medical. That's socialist. There's no how can that not be? It's more socialist communist though, because they won't let them talk. You can't have some soldier go talk to the media. He's got to send his media guy to talk. What is that? It's not freedom.
Exactly.
People that work for the courthouse. The courthouses, they're not allowed to talk to nobody. Cops, they're not allowed to talk to nobody. You got to send a media guy. They're controlled 100% by their job. That's socialist communist. So most people, everybody that works for the government, they're working for the biggest socialist organization in the world, and they're crying, we don't want socialism. Well, wait a minute. Your whole life is socialist. Every dime you make, the clothes on your back, the car you drive, the person who pays for the tag, the insurance, your lawyer, everybody, when you bust somebody in the head and get busted, everything's paid by your socialist government because you are socialist if you work for the taxpayer's dollar. There's no other questions. It's plain and simple. If you don't see it, well, then I don't know what you think socialism means.
I just don't think that this is going to end well. You know what I mean? If people think that this is just going to go back to some kind of a norm like it used to be, hell the fuck no.
But yeah, it's
everything. Hey, check this out. Everything's going on a card in a bank account, right? When you get your money over there, it came on a card, right? It goes into your bank account. You use a plastic card to get the money.
Well,
right?
you've got the option to take cash out or use your card, either or.
Yeah. Well, you could take cash out, but yeah, most people are going to get a card, and they're going to use their card. They're going to swipe the card whenever they buy something. And my thing is they're phasing away cash. And this is one way to start it.
Oh, absolutely.
Everybody gets the money on a card. The next time you'll give it all to them on a card. Eventually you'll only be able to use that card unless you go to a bank, and then they might charge you money to take it out of the window, whatever. But
and PDF here, this came out, I think, about a month or two ago. They've already cut down as to how much you can take of your own money out of the bank. They've cut down the amount. Same with the ATM machines. You can only take X amount out now. As far as the cash thing goes, there are places like I've seen, checkouts or whatever, they say that they're taking cards only. The other day, my daughter and I walked down here to a coffee place to get coffee, and she said, are you taking cash? And the guy goes, yeah. And she handed it over. Well, of course, I couldn't resist. I yelled out, Corona. Pissed myself laughing. The guy kind of looked at me as in, what the fuck? But anyway, he took the cash, okay? He took it with 2 fingers, like that's going to stop anything, right, if it was true. But, yeah, I mean, hey, they're doing a foul swoop here. They're doing one big-ass swoop. They're going to do get rid of the money factor because that wasn't working. We had a couple of shops here in Perth that were cashless. It was a big thing on the news. You know, first shops, yada, yada, cashless society, da-da-da. I don't think anybody was supporting that. So they were seeing that things were not working. Same with the vaccines. You know, everybody went feral on the vaccines. Nobody, I'm not taking that, pass the word around, yada, yada, yada. Well, how are they going to vaccinate people now? You know, who came out with an article and said when it comes to vaccines, we are leaving no one behind. How are they going to get you to vaccinate? They're going to turn around and say, well, the only way that you can get food, or that we're allowing you to get food, you got to stand in that queue over there, get jabbed first, and then come back here and you can go do your weekly shopping.
how can we get every single person on the planet to sign up? Let's all give them money and put it on a card in their name. You got to have your numbers somewhere, like a taxpayer, disability.
I mean, plus two, no cash.
If I don't exist on paper anywhere, how do they know I exist?
Because you have to go somewhere. You have to go somewhere, whether it's to get petrol, whether it's to get food. They'll nab you somewhere.
No, I'm saying if they're paying all the taxpayers, right, and I'm not a taxpayer,
right?
How do I exist? How would I get paid? They wouldn't know I exist because I haven't paid taxes, right? So I'm not. The homeless people.
They mail it to you.
Huh?
They mail it to you.
But the homeless people, they don't pay taxes. How do they know they exist?
Because they collect welfare.
Not all of them.
No.
Exactly. Not all of them, right? I mean, those I don't know, but hey, they know where everybody is. We're so surveilled that it's just, yeah.
I don't think they're giving people that aren't taxpayers that don't sign up for, all of their free stuff. I don't think they're going to get anything. I'm not even sure that people on disability are going to get anything.
Here, everybody is.
I'll let you know.
Everybody here is getting it. Even the small businesses there, they can claim. I think it's, oh God, how many thousands was it that they can claim to basically compensate?
Homeless. How do your homeless get it?
Well, the ones that do claim, okay, sometimes the homeless have other people's addresses and whatever, so they would get it that way. The ones that don't have,
they got to sign up somewhere. Yeah, there we go. There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, like you said earlier, the ones that don't, the ones that live solely on the street, off the street, obviously they wouldn't unless they decided to walk in and say, I don't have, then they would be given. But everybody else that obviously, whether they use somebody else's address or not or whatever, here, everybody's getting paid. Not once, twice.
So now, that's a way to get every single person to give up their name and sign up. And we want all people to $1,200 a head here. You guys sign up. Everybody that's out here, sign up. Now we can track every single person that has that card in their pocket. Them cards do more than just do bank stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
Phone cards like that.
Absolutely. I mean, Jesus, I did a video ages ago. This is over 12 months ago. I pissed myself laughing while I was doing it. I mean, in a church, for God's sakes, you know what I mean? It was tap and go. And I kind of looked at that and I started laughing and I said, God's got tap and go in his house? Like, oh my God, I could not stop laughing. I thought, since when? What, they don't take 20 cents anymore? Like they will take your card. There's a tap and go in a church. It's been coming.
So why did they stop taking batteries? Why did they stop taking batteries out of phones? You can't take your battery out your phone no more.
That's right.
Why they did that?
That's right. Because people were telling people, take the battery out. People were telling people. They watch all of this shit.
That's one of the first things they told me years ago when I was in basic training. Is that even if your phone is off, if that battery's in there, they can turn it back on.
That's right.
Yep. Now you can't take your battery out your phone no more.
Yeah, the FBI can get into your phone. It doesn't matter if it's turned off or not.
Well, they could get into a regular old hanging on the wall telephone, and they could, back in the old days, with a cord, and back then they could listen through the receiver like it was the microphone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was a speaker.
For all we know, the screens on the TV, the screens on our laptops, whatever, are we being watched? Are we being literally surveilled? Can they see us? You know what I mean? I've forever, and I don't mean through the camera either.
Oh,
I forever have a tape on my camera.
Well, if they're watching me, they're getting an eyeful, that's for sure.
Facebook watches you all the time. Facebook listens to you. One of the biggest laughs I ever got in my life is when Mark Zuckerberg was on the stand in the Congress, and they asked him about him listening to everybody, and he says no. That's bullshit. That's a fucking lie. It's a lie. All you got to do is just message somebody. I mean, I used to tell people this, years ago when I was running ads. I'd tell people, listen, just talk to a friend through Messenger and talk about fishing. All of a sudden, you see fishing ads on Facebook.
It's not even, mate. It's not even on Facebook. Every live stream that I have, I go into my email, my main email, right? I go into it. There's a whole pile of fucking spam. And what is it about? Almost everything that I had that was mentioned on my live stream.
Yeah.
In my mail.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, a lady came from Europe. She bought a brand new phone, never even turned it on to internet. She turned it on to get the phone battery and the number in it. Never went on the internet. She was talking about how comfortable the mattress in the hotel room was. The next morning, she turned the internet on for the first time on that phone, and there was a bunch of mattress commercials. She documented that on the internet, too. I'm like, what?
Yeah, see, this is where it gets me. Like sometimes, depending on where I'm hanging and who I'm listening to and whatever, and people saying, oh, they can't get my number off the phone and this, that, and the other, and da-da-da, and I'm like, oh, dude, come on, we are way beyond that.
Does anybody know what boiled peanuts are?
What are they?
Yeah.
Boiled peanuts.
Not penis. Peanuts.
Oh, I was going to say, like, did I get that right?
I figured that's what the issue was.
I ain't saying squat here because I don't know exactly what I heard. Did I hear that correctly?
I'm putting a hurting on them boiled peanuts.
You getting the spicy ones?
Yeah, my you bought a whole can of them. And then we get to the house. He's like, oh, here, I bought you a can. I'm like, oh, hell no. So I got to eat a whole gallon can of boiled peanuts. I've been working
my
on
daughter
them
and I love them things.
People up north don't know what they are.
What are you talking about?
Well, they do. I mean, some of them do because I take them up there, Bill.
I say most of the people I know up north.
Right. Actually, where two of my grandkids are up there, I had them down here for a while, and I got them addicted to them. And they asked me, they wanted me to get them some peanuts. So I ordered them through Walmart.com. And then within a week, my daughter goes into Walmart and local Walmart up there, and they have them in stock. So if you ever want something in your local Walmart, just order it off of Walmart.com, and they'll stock it then. So now that store has boiled peanuts. But they sit and eat them all the time.
They're never going to get my size boots at Walmart again because the computer says they're still on the shelf, even though somebody probably stole them. So they can't reorder them because they still say that they're on the shelf.
Oh, shit.
They've been telling me that for 6 months.
At least until they come do inventory, then they'll change, and they'll figure out they were stolen.
Well, actually, no, they did. I waited till after the inventory. I waited 6 months after the inventory because they do it every 6 months. So I waited 6 months, and they're still telling me the same story. They said they don't have no 7.5. Hey, they said they don't have no 7.5 size boots. They got 5 pairs of them, but it says they do have 1 pair of 10.5, so they're not going to order no more.
I'm just going to make a quick coffee, yeah?
Oh, why'd you say that, Perth?
Sorry, did you want a cup?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm going to make me a damn pot now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those magic words that when you say it, it's instant. I'm a coffee fiend, nut.
I like coffee when I'm driving. I could drive from here to Pennsylvania without stopping for nothing but gas and coffee and go to the bathroom. I'll be good to go. And I figured the trick is you don't feed your dog on the trip because then he'll have to go to the bathroom. So for 18 hours, he don't get to eat.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I got kids.
You can't chain them up in the back of the truck.
Oh,
That's probably
man.
why I never had none.
That you know of.
Yeah. No, I've been with the same girl for 40 years. Pretty sure.
You lose
If
track
she
of
had
time
one,
after a while, don't you?
if she had one, she'd be hiding it pretty good. That's why I'm so mellow. Hey, I didn't hardly cuss that guy at all the other day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I thought I did pretty good. I didn't throw one F-bomb at him this time.
Yeah.
He's lucky I didn't think about it because I would have gave him a few Eric Brandts. 4 Eric Brandt. And they always look like, who the hell's Eric Brandt?
Problem is, I haven't been to his channel for a while. His videos was down. So
he had some back up there. I went there the other day and watched one again.
Oh, yeah?
Left a comment. Last time I left a comment was like months ago.
Yeah, it's hard to find them.
No, just go to his name. They're up. There's some up. They're putting them back up. He said on a phone call. He said on a phone call the other day, he told everybody to put some of them back up, so put some of his good ones up. Because he had told them to take them down. They were taken down on purpose. It wasn't like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Chris, the last ones you had were salty. Oh boy, that don't sound good. What was that?
Hey, these are spicy.
Yeah.
But they're not really hot like I'm used to.
Right. Yeah. The Cajun ones, they got a little bit of spice to them, but they're not that bad. My grandkids eat them. That's their favorite ones, Cajun.
The ones I used to get down in Orlando, boy, they would light you up.
Yeah, they got a hot one out there. You can't find them in the stores like you can in certain places, but they do have one that's hot. I get them every now and again when I find them, but they're still not that hot.
They help you breathe a little bit, though.
Yeah, especially if you got the Corona.
I know that dude spittled on me, man. I'm telling you, spit in my face, son of a bitch. Got spittle on me, man. He got spittle on me.
Buzzard beak.
Buzzard beak, motherfucker.
Get your bunny rabbit ass out of here.
I should have knocked his bunny rabbit ass out. I told him, he started saying something. I said, well, you're gonna feel bad when you wake up down there on the floor. I'm about to knock your ass out.
You would eat that spicy hot one?
I like the hot ones.
You talking about a goat, Chris? Damn. We lose Perth. She's going after coffee.
Yeah, she was going to get coffee.
Hey, dear.
What?
Your egg work.
I believe so.
Yeah. What's the Dutchman doing? Getting coffee too?
I don't know. I might go get me some here in a minute.
Wow, I just ordered a cup. I don't know why when I hear that word, it just, I don't know, my head goes crazy and I gotta, even if I don't need it or want it, I have to have it. It's one of those
sexy. You got the sexy Terry bringing you some coffee?
Yeah.
My secretary took a nap.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah, but like, it's like somebody who's
But yeah, everybody, I'll be back in a second.
Well, I guess you got to make your own, huh? I was going to make my own coffee, but now everybody done abandoned ship. Left us out here. You know what a ghost pepper is, Chris? They got these peppers now they call the ghost pepper. Supposed to be hotter than the habanero. Like the hottest pepper on the planet. You heard about the ghost pepper?
Yeah.
Chris said they grow their own habaneros.
Yeah. The Carolina Reaper is the hottest one, unless somebody beat it by now. Carolina Reaper is nasty.
How long ago did that come out? Because I heard the ghost pepper. It's got a professional name.
No, the ghost pepper's not been. Who's that?
Hi, Frankie.
The ghost pepper's not the hottest no more?
Oh, no.
Huh?
No, Carolina Reaper beat that. Carolina Reaper is still rated at the number one. Yeah, it's rated at 2.2 million Scovilles. Yeah.
Man, they was using the ghost pepper to make mace and shit out of.
Yeah. Well, here it says that there's one that's called the Dragon's Breath now that's supposed to be hotter, but I guess it's not been recorded in the Guinness Book yet. So the Dragon's Breath is the hottest pepper.
Oh my. Had to run down and find me a snack.
The 10 hottest peppers that's listed, and I guess they have to be recorded a certain way. So the Dragon's Breath isn't on the list, but Carolina Reaper, number one.
So where's the ghost pepper at?
The Trinidad
Scorpion.
Moruga Scorpion is number two. That's the one I couldn't think of.
That hot sauce I brought you, that's what that was made out of.
The 7-pot Douglas, that's third. The 7-pot Primo is 4. Trinidad Scorpion Butch Tea is 5. The Naga Viper is 6. The Ghost Pepper is number 7.
Man, that's been a long time since that came out then.
It's the most famous hot pepper, though. It was developed in 2007.
Yeah, it's been a while. I used to keep up with stuff like that.
The habanero is now down all the way to 10.
That's still hot though. You got to chew it with your teeth. You don't let it touch your tongue. You take a bite of pepper, chew it with your teeth, and swallow it, and then look at them like they're crazy. Like, that ain't hot. And then they take a bite of it and they let it touch their tongue and it lights them on fire. It's like, oh shit, that's hot.
But that Dragon's Breath, I guess it's not been tested properly yet. As soon as it's tested, it's going to take number one spot, I guess.
Damn.
But the Carolina Reaper was tested in 2013. It was then tested again in 2018, and it tested actually even hotter than it did back in 2013.
They genetically modified that some game.
Yeah, whoever's developing that pepper is working to keep it the hottest it can be.
Oh, that's what I didn't tell you guys too. What I've noticed the last couple of days, the articles that have been coming out here, is they've been saying that the people that work in the supermarkets, like as in grocery, I don't know what you guys call them when you call them grocery stores. Is that just for fruit and veg, or is that everything?
That's everything.
Okay. The people that work in these places are getting sick. I'm kind of also wondering, are we going to get to the point where they close the doors on them?
Yeah, I mean, I've been seeing some talk around here about those people and that. Like, my daughter was just at a Lowe's, which is a home improvement lumber type store, hardware store, and they actually put tents up in that where you got to do your stuff through there. I was just talking to another friend of mine. He was in a grocery store where they had a shield up, and you couldn't walk up and put your stuff up on the track that takes it down to get rung up. You had to take and go past the shield and then reach around the shield and put it up on the counter for them to ring it up. And that's what he said. He said, actually, I didn't see a difference. He said, if you're going to give it to them while you put it on the thing, you're going to give it to them when you reach around and put it on the thing. It's the same thing.
Well, our hardware store, I was talking about this a couple of days ago, they're actually closing it. So all the people that are like plumbers that use Bunnings, for example, to get the paint that they need, whatever, plumbers, painters, sparkies, meaning electricians, they all go to Bunnings to get the parts that they need and things like that. If they close Bunnings, those guys are automatically out of work.
They can't close the air conditioning supply house because people will die without air conditioning.
Do they give a shit?
Probably not. Now that you mentioned it. See, why you do me like that? And I was sitting there talking about I got work. I'm gonna still be able to eat here. Now you done took my food away.
Yeah, but the thing is like I seen somewhere where it was a McDonald's, I think it was, that they put boxes on their floor and they were allowing customers to come in yet, but the boxes were 6 feet away, so they had to toss things back and forth to order and pay and they were
ain't nothing like getting smacked in the face with a Big Mac because someone can't
I
throw.
was just gonna say, can you imagine throwing burgers at people?
And that's what people were talking about. They were commenting on it about, so what do? They throw you your food and you miss. You pick it up and throw it back at them and try it again.
Now, buddy, you better be careful with that parfait.
I mean,
that coffee's hot.
Hey, that McDonald's that's robot controlled with no people in it, that business don't look too bad anymore, does it?
Yeah. But it's it's bringing out some of the craziest shit for people, and they all look stupid doing some of this shit. It's just ridiculous.
Well, it's like I was talking to you guys the other day about when I was there at Walmart. That kid doing the carts, the cart boy, bringing the carts in. He's got the cloth winter gloves on. Oh, and I asked him, I was like, "Are you cold?" He said, "What do you mean?" Like, well, you got them gloves on. Oh, gotta be safe. Like, that's making it worse for you, right? They don't understand. Them cloth gloves ain't protecting nothing.
Chris does little itty bitty peppers.
Oh my!
You grow your own habaneros.
Hey man, we got pollen. I carved my stick and there's dust and I'm breathing smoke. I solder copper. I'm breathing in all that freaking fumes. My nose is always screwed up. So every day I wake up thinking, yup, I'm dying today. This shit done got me. And then the dude spits on me the other day. I wanted to punch him in his nose so bad. I'm going to walk up right in my face several times, spitting as he talks, because everybody spits when they talk. I mean, it's just the way it is. So especially when he comes up in your face and starts talking trash. So everybody's got a paranoia now. Every time you turn around, the wind blows. You're thinking, oh, shit, I hope I didn't get it. Naturally, people are thinking that way. So,
but see, the thing is, that's just for people that believe in the bullshit that's going around. You know what I mean? Like, to me, I go to the stores. I don't wear gloves. I don't wear a mask because I was told that they're fucking pathetic and they don't work. And I did buy one. I have one here. And the only reason that I got it was because my fruit and veg guy down the road here is Chinese. And I walked into his store and he was wearing this fucking mask and I started laughing at him and I said, dude, you're looking a tad sterile there. And he's saying, oh, you know, precautions or whatever. And I said, well, at least let me draw a smiley face on there so that, you know, it's a little bit more receptive when people come in. And he started laughing and he goes, you would do that? And I said, hell the fuck yeah, give me that mask. So he handed it over and gave me a texture and I drew this big ass smiley face on there. And he says to me, he goes, oh, do you want one? And I said, yeah, I want it for comedy purposes. So I brought it home and I wrote on it, silence is consent, find your voice. That's the one that I'm going to put on when I want to go out and shit stir a little bit.
Yeah, that's it. You know, in the 3D printing world, everybody's printing face masks. I gotta print me and Bill some. I'm gonna print us a face mask so we can go out here and look stupid.
Yeah, we'll be walking around with a face mask on.
I don't know.
Would it be okay now to wear one of those baklavas? What do they call them? Is it a baklava?
Baklava? Well, I mean, it'd be better than nothing, I'd imagine, but
I wonder if I wore my snorkel and have the thing sticking out my mouth with a car filter sticking off the top.
I reckon a burqa is the way to go right now.
my eye on you. Remember that picture I sent you, or maybe you sent it to me with the old man wearing the maxi pad for a face mask?
Yeah. Yeah, me and Bill talked about that. Going to get some maxi pads and strapping them to her face and walking around out there.
That's really going to confuse people.
My sister and her daughter were in one of the department, not a department store, but, you know, it's got clothing and dishes and sheets and shit like that in it. They were walking around there last night when I actually called through and I said, listen, you know, I can't venture to your house or whatever. Do you want to meet me down at the thingy so we can trade whatever we got to trade? And I'm saying to her, I says, where are you? Because I heard noises. I said, are you out shopping? And she goes, yeah, we're in Kmart. And I'm going, why does your voice sound muffled? I said, are you wearing a mask and gloves? And she goes, yeah, mate. When I started fucking laughing at her, she literally hung up on me.
But yeah, could you imagine us walking around with maxi pads on her face? The attention we could get. I'd fuck people up.
Well, listen, you could get away with it because, hey, there is a shortage of masks. All you're doing is trying to protect yourself.
Right.
Yeah, but you know what's going to happen, though, is he's going to cause a whole different shortage. People are going to see that and say, hey, you know what? We can do that, too. And you're going to be seeing a bunch of women bleeding all over the place because they ain't got no maxi pads.
Good point.
Y'all do one, take some tampons, stick it up your nose, and see, look, it's a nose filter.
That visual pictures here, it's all right.
Yeah, it's
I'm gonna use that the next time I see my sister. I'm gonna tell her don't cover your face. All you have to do is get tampons.
Yeah, if you can't find
stick them up your nose, you'll be fine.
Yeah, we could do that, Bill. We could walk around with fucking tampons sticking out of our nose.
I want footage of that, please.
I mean, that you know, you walk down the road seeing someone with tampons sticking out their nose, it's going to be really hard to figure out what exactly their statement is that they're trying to make. You know, I mean, that's just, I mean, is this something with coronavirus? Is this pro-feminism? Is this anti-feminism? Is this, I mean, what's going on here? We don't know.
They're going to run me over for
a little
sure.
PDF and big old my eye on you and his grand old beard out there.
They don't try to run me over twice. I mean, I guess the third time might be the charm. I don't know. I'm going to be ducking and diving, though, for sure.
I need to get some PVC pipe and make you a little harness thing that you can wear. It's got like a 10-foot diameter ball around you to keep people away from you.
Mm-hmm. Need that. Yeah.
I think my eye on you. I'm just gonna get him a walking stick and a Gandalf hat.
We need flashing lights on him so they can see him because they walk right past him every time. I don't know.
He just needs to get out there with his Gandalf hat and his walking stick and sit there and yell at him, "You shall not pass."
Now they walk up to my eye on you, and then they got to look up at him. So when they get done looking up at him, they turn around and come straight to me then. And they always pick on the little guy, you know what I mean? I gotta find me a
something out of
short
Lord
guy.
of the Rings.
I gotta find me a short guy to hang out with. Maybe they'll go after him instead, you know.
Seriously, people in these times, you got to keep a sense of humor. You really do. You really do. I mean, it's a sorry situation as to what's going on and whatever. But if you don't laugh at some of it, people are going to start knocking themselves off. You know, I mean, we're laughing and all the rest of it, but it's going to get bad when people realize that they've been stuck in their homes and not allowed out of their homes for a month, for 2 months, for whatever, 3 months. If they can see that there's no end to this, there's going to be some nasty shit go down.
Yeah.
Well, I've learned to live poor, so they screwed up teaching me that part. But the
Me
main
too.
thing, a lot of people, they don't know how to just sit around the house and do nothing, and that's going to be one problem. The other problem is some people are going to enjoy sitting around the house doing nothing for a few weeks, and they're not going to want to go back to work. That's going to be a whole nother problem. So there's two more problems. For everything they fix, there's going to be a whole list of problems that are going to be created. And like I said before, it seems to me like sometimes the cure is worse than the illness. So what they've created might cause a lot more catastrophe than the and I hate to say it, but the hundreds of thousands of people that have to die. And I've said it for years, and I don't know if anybody's ever heard me say it, but I've said it many, many times long before this event. I said the only way our government is ever going to change, and I'm not saying they're going to change for the better. I said the only way our government is going to change is hundreds of thousands of people have to die. And I've always said whether it's war, whether it's a volcano, earthquake, flood, famine, disease, the only thing's going to change the way the government's treating the people is hundreds of thousands of people must die. And I said that because I read that from another person who was talking a lot about things about the future and all the, 2 and 2 make 4. And now this happens. And what's happening? Hundreds of thousands of people are dying. The government's changing completely how they acted. I'm not saying it's for the better. I don't know.
Did you guys see that in Italy there's already civil unrest? In Rio de Janeiro, they're saying that they are not going to quarantine their people for more than a month, that it's going to create nothing but poverty and homelessness.
Yeah.
So civil unrest, they knew when they were putting this shit out, that's where the military comes in. Because the US sent 30,000 troops to Europe. They sent 10,000 to Australia. The UK was saying that they were bringing military in from Germany and Europe like they don't have their own. You kind of wonder where the UK military is going, because you know that rule or that law or whatever, that one's country's military can't turn its weapons on its own people. Well, how about we swap? Then it works fine, you know?
Well, they've already proven they've trained South African troops to fight for American soldiers for the time when it comes that the American soldiers can't shoot the people. But why are they building all them camps everybody was talking about? Wasn't everybody talking about all these camps with barbed wire around them that were for who? They were empty. They're sitting there right now waiting on people, I guess.
Yeah,
is that to protect people or what? Get on the train and go to the camp. The government will take care of you.
Exactly. Wait for the bus. Get your little lunchbox out the front, stand on the curb and just wait.
So now it's time for all the trolls and all the bootlickers to wait for their government to help them, because without the government, I mean, most of them work for the tax-paid citizens. They'll get their money, fine. But when the taxes don't start coming in, they're going to abandon like ship, like rats off the ship that's sinking, because they're not going to stay there. Look how many people are waiting on their retirement money, and now the stocks fell. Well, these people work for the government. Their money's invested in them stocks. They're getting retirement this year. A bunch of them have retired. Well,
there's another thing that changed here too, now that you're talking about retirement and stuff. Apparently, people can actually access their superannuation. You can't take out more than 10K at one time, but they're allowing people to take out their superannuation, whereas before you couldn't touch it.
I don't even know what that. Does that mean they could take so much out and then they won't have nothing left eventually?
Well, put it this way: if we're going to be looking at the way we're looking at it, like Agenda 2130, they don't want you having cash, so they put you in a position where you're drawing it all out. You're going to be using it because you don't qualify to get the stimulus package, so you got to live somehow, right? So you got to dip into that, end up with nothing, and where are you? You're dependent on the government.
Yeah.
It all worked out. They've pretty much got everybody by the short and curlies. And unless
is it socialism or communism? Which one is it?
Well, I pretty much call it Agenda 21, Agenda 30. I don't use the other categories. To me, categories are categories. You know what I mean? It's just a divide-hate thing. But yeah, they've got an agenda and they're going to do whatever they need to do to reach their goal. They don't care how many they have to knock off in the process. Because if they don't and the people stand up, it's over. It's game over.
Here's a good theory. Here's a good conspiracy theory. Everybody knows that all the countries want to be one world order, one world government. China wants to be that, Russia, America, Asia, India, all the different continents of the world. They all want to be a one world power. They all want to be the only one too. Well, all of a sudden now the whole world's doing the whole thing. Like somebody stood up and said, do this. And one person is in control of the whole world now, because the whole world's doing exactly the same thing. Everybody's in a panic. The governments are giving their people money. Unheard of, unprecedented actions are being taken place. China's doing it. Everybody's doing it. The whole world's doing it. It's like one guy is in control of the whole world now. Is there a new world order that took over the whole planet?
I don't think it's fully taken over, which is why we're at where we're at. Because obviously they know the people, when it really hits home to people, if civil unrest has already started in some countries, this will continue. The fad will go from country to country. Until there's martial law, I think, in place, and they get rid of people like us who are coming out talking about this kind of shit. When they get the ones that just follow and they're quite happy to shop on a Monday or be allocated a day and time to shop, they're the ones that, they want. They don't want the rest. But I don't think we're quite there, but we're definitely getting there.
Well, when you wake up and all the phones are shut off, that's the day you know to dig your hole and crawl in it and hide.
Do you know that they're already taking our bandwidth here, PDF? The government already put it out and said that because of the hospitals and the inundated amount of equipment that now needs to be used and whatever, mind you, the private hospitals here are closing, so I don't know where the pandemic went to, but they will have to take bandwidth off us, okay, to refer to the hospitals and this, that, and the other, because they're going to need it more. Eastern states, the other day, somebody was saying that their power literally went off So they're testing. They're testing to see how far they can push it. Can they get away with it?
Do you remember when they put a mandatory thing on all the phones that you had to get an alert, like a 911 alert from the government? So the government.
Oh, that was in the States. Yeah.
Do that here. I started recently. I've gotten 2 alerts so far, and there's no way I couldn't even turn the phone off and turn it back on. The alert was still there. I have to hit confirm on these alerts. Twice in the past week, I've got alerts from the government about the virus, and today I got one that there were storms in the area. I don't have any alerts turned on this phone. I'm not supposed to get any alerts. None of them car alerts when the lost child and all that. I have all that shit turned off. I got alerts coming in. I have to hit confirm on these alerts. So that's just another way they took over the phone, that you're going to have to agree to this if you want phone service, or we're turning your phone off. If you don't agree, you're not going to turn it on.
They've been in my laptop for a very long time, since October 2010, when I was on Facebook. And this goes to show people that, yeah, they've been at this for a long time. I ended up following this group where, I don't know if you guys remember, the truckers, all the truckers in the United States were going to stop. They were literally all going to meet at the Beltway, and they were going to clog the Beltway. And yeah, it was going to be kind of a, you remember that? Okay. Well, on Facebook, I ended up following these groups, and I used to hang out with them, yada, yada. And then 4 other people, one of them sent me a message and says, hey, do you want to join us? We're the ones that actually just make sure that every state has a page. Any news that comes out, we get allocated certain states, and it's our job to put on those pages where everybody's meeting, where they need to get vouchers for petrol or donations for petrol or this, that, and the other, whatever, so that every state pretty much knows what's going on. Anyway, so I hooked up with them. So there was 5 of us doing that. And from then on, my internet started fucking around. So, of course, me not connecting it to Facebook, right, even though not long after that I left Facebook permanently, my laptop started messing around. My home phone was being listened on. We could clearly hear it. Like that tunnel kind of effect when it would open up, and a whole pile of other things that were just such a giveaway as to what was going down. But I still didn't connect it. So here's me screaming at my internet service provider, right, going, you bunch, come out and fix my shit. They're going, it's your equipment. I'm going, screw you, it's fucking your equipment, right? It didn't dawn on me until about a good 1.5 years, 2 years later, because it continues to this day, right? It didn't dawn on me, hang on a fucking minute. Hang on a minute. And then I remembered Facebook. I remembered what I was doing. Because the whole time I'm thinking, even if it was along those lines, because people would come out and say, it sounds like somebody's keeping tabs on you. It took a level 4 technician. He was the last one that actually came out to my property to have a look at the equipment and whatever, hook it up to his equipment, yada, yada, yada. So I'm sitting here and I'm telling him the story about all of this, right? And I'm thinking, like, I'm saying to him, I'm thinking that somebody's piss farting around with my fucking connection. And I said to him, I said, if the government was involved in this, I said, would you guys know? He ended up taking me outside the house. And he says to me, this was after he did the testing on the line and everything. And he says to me, he goes, listen, 1 or 2 things. He goes, either you're living in some kind of a twilight zone, or this is out of our hands and somebody else is controlling that line. He goes, but we would not know about it. Then I had a technician probably about 12 months after that come out for something. He was also from Telstra, because Telstra had the monopoly here in Australia on the phones. When he was leaving my house, as he was leaving, I says to him, I says, do you know that Australia is part of the 5 Ghost Eyes? Now, this is a phone techie Okay, and listen what he says back to me. He goes, he partially sort of looks back towards me and he goes, you need to do less research. And I'm like, fuck. That's just a phone techie that said that to me. And I thought, oh, now I know what's going on. But guys, I can go to bed at night. I turn the computer off, right? Like I literally turn it off. It doesn't go into sleep mode. I push the off button. I can get up in the morning. My icons are all over the place. There's shit missing. Then I have to go and try and work out what the fuck has been deleted, why stuff isn't working. It's not doing it on its own. Somebody is doing it, you know?
Well, you should format your computer. You should start over, new operating system, erase everything.
Do you know how many times I've done that? Do you know how many times I've done that? That I've wiped my computer clean and then done a complete reinstall?
Yeah, but you can't install Facebook ever again.
No. I don't. I'm not on Facebook.
Or Messenger. You don't use Messenger, do you?
I don't have that either.
Yeah.
Hey, Bill, real quick. I guess there was a tornado struck out there by you, 359, 349 and 252.
By the blinker light somewhere?
349 and 252. Oh, that's probably down there by Taylor's store.
Yeah, by red light. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess there's chicken farms in that there.
Yeah, remember Taylor's store where we turned?
Yeah.
That's right there. That's 252 where it comes out right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got word from that. Thought I'd let you know.
I told you it was getting windy crazy over here early.
Oh, it was bad here too. It was pretty nasty.
I was going to carve a stick and then I was going to take a nap and I didn't get neither one of them done.
Please say.
He was going to carve a stick and take a nap. He didn't get any of them done. At least you haven't been sitting watching paint dry lately, have you?
I know. I haven't checked on not now, maybe later. He might be stuck to the wall over there somewhere.
Yeah. Hey, Sixth Estate, you still out there? Come on up, man. You see what he says? His local hospital, 60% capacity, 90% capacity for ventilated patients, and 70% of ICU capacity.
What hospital's that?
Somewhere in Arizona he is.
Or is that what they're saying on the news? There's a guy come out with a video and told everybody that's First Amendment order, go stand in front of your local hospitals and check them out because they're lying to you.
Exactly.
A guy came out with a video earlier. I forget what his name was. And he's a small channel, but he was out there saying, calling to all First Amendment auditors, go check your local hospitals. Go stand out in front of them and watch what's going on.
We'd actually have to go a ways because the county I'm in only has 3 cases right now. The next county over's got 3 cases. And then over where you're at, Bill, there's 4 or 5 counties that don't have any.
I know it.
So
hardly any people here. It's all freaking trees, and we don't never leave our house but like once a month if we need to or not.
So I mean, we'd have to go a long ways to watch a hospital.
Hey, Tallahassee, my friend's over there.
Yeah.
Remember my friend? She's over there all week long because my other friend's getting chemotherapy and radiation.
Yeah.
And they go over there all week, but she don't go in the hospital. She takes him up there and they take him in. But she don't go inside. She drops him off. She has to stay outside in the car or at the hotel.
Yeah.
And he's a veteran too. He's a VA patient. You know, he's got veterans insurance, but they're over there all
I don't think they want people at the hospitals because I came across another case the other day. A chick, 33, I think she was, ex-soldier. She pretty much was saying that she got the symptoms. She started with the sore throat. She got the cough. She got to the point where she was finding it extremely hard to breathe. So obviously she goes straight to the hospital, right? And they ask her, has she been out of the country in the last couple of weeks? And she says, no, they told her to go home. No antibiotics, no nothing. She's claiming that she is as sick as all fuck. They sent her home.
Hey, we got a video that we just received earlier from somewhere, and it's saying exactly what medicine to take. How many milligrams for how many days? I mean, exactly. I wish I had a printer where I could print that out somehow.
Yeah.
I think I shared it on my community page. I sent it to you. But this doctor's coming out there telling everybody that this is the actual medicine you need. It's already been proven in France. They've already given it to America, and it's antibiotics. It's nothing really special. But he gives the exact dosage to use on this video, and he's some kind of doctor from I don't know. But he said if the person gets sick, to take this information to their doctor, and these people are getting better within like days. Like what did it say? I'm on you like 4 or 5 days. You take the medicine, and you're like,
yeah,
you don't have it no more. So they already have the medicine to give the people, but America's dilly-dallying around. They're testing it on a bunch of people in New York first, and then if it works, I guess they'll decide to start giving it to the masses.
Well, put it this way: when we come out the other end of this, if we ever do, I'm going to be putting up a video letting people know of something that I know now, but I can't release right now.
And no one's ever going to take hands either again.
They're not going to what? Sorry.
No one will ever shake hands again, probably.
Oh, I will. Like I said, my government is going to tell me not to hug my kids.
Well, your kids, but you're not going to want to shake somebody's hand you don't know.
Listen, if it means me having to shake their hand or whatever, I'm going to do it. I'm not afraid of this. As far as I'm concerned, this is just the flu. It's a bad case of flu.
Well, I asked a nurse in town the other day in the city down here, Live Oak, what she thought about it. She said she tells her kids it's like the hawk. The flu is like the hawk. This virus is like the flu, only it turns into the hawk. And I looked at her kind of funny. She said that's what she told her kids. And she's like, I think it's like the flu on steroids. That's what she told me. That's what a nurse told me.
Well, I eventually will be able to confirm to you guys exactly what it's about. Just not right now.
Yeah. Hey, a good story today is a good story tomorrow.
I got to dip out of here.
Where are you going?
Oh, I got to go night-night.
Night-night? It's only what time?
I got kids to school in the morning.
I'm sorry. I got dogs.
Right, but they're doing everything online now, so all I gotta do is throw them on a laptop, and that's about it.
Oh, that's really started. I heard that was going to start. I didn't realize it's actually in action.
Yep, we just got the message, I think yesterday.
Right.
Yeah, yesterday, where it was our schools are closed until further notice is what they're saying now, which pretty much means that it's done. You're just doing what they call distance learning. But yeah, we're it's all online now.
So what you got? They sent you a name and a password so you could get into the school, or how'd that work?
The kids already have like a username and password that they use for when they're at school, and then they sent him laptops and stuff like that.
Holy cow! Damn, I need a
They were
laptop.
not silly. All of it was pre-planned.
Think they'll send me a laptop? I need one. Mine broke.
Mine too. If you guys get one and you've got one extra, can you please send one my way?
Problem is them school computers, you can't do nothing with them. I actually have some here that you can't mess with. They got software in them that basically makes them dead.
We can't format it?
Nope, it's all in the BIOS. It's all in the you'd have to change the whole motherboard and everything.
Hey, listen, I know people.
Oh, I can do it, but I mean,
yeah, it'd be cheaper to buy another one.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the what you got to go through is
I could go to work and make more money per hour than I'll get paid doing that. It'd be like working for $2 an hour.
Yeah.
I already got a computer I'm working on building. Buddy of mine gave me his old gaming computer, so I just got to get some bits and pieces for it.
I got an old gaming computer, but it needs a motherboard or it needs a. Wow, I just thought of that. It's got a badass video card. My buddy left it here long ago, about a year ago, but it was a badass computer back in the day, a couple years back.
Yeah, he said this one was too, but now the graphics card, video card, it don't compete. You're running everything on low setting.
Anything that's a year or two old is back in time, so you might as well just.
Yeah, I think you can go a little further than that, but not much.
Yeah, exactly.
4 or 5 years. I mean, I've had them that old that still work, but they're a little slower.
Mine was Windows Vista. I had Windows Vista Basics on this laptop that just died. Windows Vista. That's old.
I got them down there that has that on there.
This one's got so many problems, but it could be worked on. I mean, it still comes on.
Listen, I got a computer in storage that's got Windows 95 on it.
Wow.
I got 2 of them down there. It's got Windows 95 on them.
You have to donate them to a historical museum or something.
I got them. It's got. I got them that has Millennium on them. Yeah.
Wow.
I got a Vista down there. I got some Windows 7. I got it all. I've actually every computer I still have.
Windows 7 is good. I like the clean install.
What's that?
I like Windows 7. It's got the clean install. It doesn't install all of that other junk.
Yeah. Well, it's probably the most efficient I've ever operated with. It's the problem is it's not supported anymore, so it makes it tough to use and tough to keep with all this newer software coming through. It's a pain in the ass, but I loved it. I mean, that's probably the longest running operating system I ever used.
Hey, do them kids have to be online at a certain time, like they're in class or something?
I will find out tomorrow if I sleep in or not.
Probably.
I think that they would have, because we have distance education here with the kids that are on cattle stations and stuff. And they do the same thing. They do it like on air type thing. Obviously now they would be doing it like computer and whatever. But they get given certain times when they have to log in and when it's over and shit like that. So
yeah, that's how my kids that did cyber school, they had to be logged in a certain time and hold classes, and then they had a whole bunch of homework to do.
My youngest actually, we had her doing distance ed for a while there because we lived in Indonesia for a couple of years, and what would happen was she would have the books, like she'd get a whole pile of books sent to her. In that she would be told what she has to do, yada yada yada. She literally writes the answers straight into the book, and then when she's done, she returns the books, and then they send her another lot. That's how we kept doing it for 2 years.
I wonder how many of these rich kids need somebody to take their test for them so they can go outside and play. I'm hooked. I can hook up. You know what I mean? I'll go sit there by their computer. Get up early every day anyhow. Hell, they can sleep in. All they got to do is hook up.
Exactly.
Yeah. The whole problem with that, Bill, is
if their dad got an old pickup truck, we could swap out some work for a truck. You know what I mean? Get it going on here.
Listen, I went through most all the math classes, all the advanced math classes, and I can't fucking do this shit these kids got these days. I don't know what the hell they got.
We got Google, man. We can hook up. We got YouTube.
Listen, I tried hooking up with Google with some of these damn questions they have, and it's crazy. This damn, what the hell you call it now? I forget, but I mean, where I thought my grandson asked me this question, I told him how to answer it, and it was the wrong fucking way. You had to instead of answering it with a single digit, you had to answer it with a formula. It's like, how do you fucking answer a formula with a formula?
They basically want you to break it down the entire way. It's like, so instead of as an example, how many times does 2, like, okay, what's 800 divided by 2 or whatever? No, they want you to sit there and to write it out and say, okay, well, 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 2 is, and just keep on going and going and going until you figure out your answer.
Yeah, that's about the way it is.
And show your work.
It's very confusing. I don't understand it. I'd hate to see what algebra net is in this fucking Common Core shit. It's gotta be crazy.
No wonder there's so many dumb kids.
Yeah,
oh, no, PDF, let me take it one step further. I was listening to somebody on chat last night. There was 3 of us females talking about kids in kindergarten and had your child been to preschool and would you put your kid in preschool and yada, yada, yada. And one was homeschooling, right, and had no intentions of putting the child into any school anytime soon. And the other lady was saying that apparently the preschool, is it the preschoolers or the kindergartens, I'm not sure which, were saying that if you've got your kid at home, that they really don't want the children being taught at home, because when they do start school or when they come into kindy, then your child, who might be a little genius, and compared to Johnny over there, who doesn't know how to tie his shoelaces yet, we can't allow your child, who's a genius, to be in the same class. So they want all the kids at the same level, meaning basically pre-programmed as in sit down now, and you sit down, move over here. Now we're going to do this, where every child basically follows orders. If that ain't fucking pre-programming, I don't know what is.
Well, it's just like an issue that I'm having. My son, they have this the one program on the computer is all different assessment tests and stuff like that. And he sat down, he did several of them. The one he did for math, it has him play. He's in first grade. He's doing his math is at a 4th grade level, but they won't move him.
Well, see, most kids have a different learning rate. My friend's child was like a genius when she was young, but when she got older, about 12 years old, she was about the same smartness as the rest of the kids, because the rest of the kids weren't very smart when they were young. But by the time they got to 12, then their growth rate of intelligence started to grow to where it most of the time equals out when people are at a certain age. So your growth rate from a child up comes in spurts at different times, different ages for different kids. That's why they kind of look at it like a one size fits all. But there's no way you can train every single child in a one size fits all setting, because of that same reason. They have growth rates at different times, and sometimes the younger ones are smarter at a young age, and you have to feed them that information when they're young, whereas someone else might not be as smart when they're young. And as they get older, they start to get smart, and that's when they need the information fed. So our school systems are as bad as our medical systems and our government and everything else. Our whole system is out of control, everything that's happening. So maybe this is a good thing. Maybe this will change the system as we know it, but I'm not saying it's going to change it for the better.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, I've been arguing with him since he took that test, and it's like, well, I don't understand. If he's placing at a 4th grade level in almost everything, shouldn't we put him up there?
Well, if you were rich, they would. If you were a millionaire person, you could buy your way into it. You could have him in college by the time he's 6 years old.
See, that used to be how it was, because I remember when my girls were still at school or whatever, my eldest one, she was in, I don't know how the schooling years go there or what use class it as, but here she was in grade 7, right, which is still classed as primary school. She was pretty much excelling in her work, so they had her doing first year high school work. They didn't turn around and say she has to stay doing what she's doing. they literally were quite happy to put her up to the next level. But they don't want to do that anymore. If a child excels in something, you'd kind of think that you would want to keep pushing them up the ladder because they have a talent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rather than be holding everybody back.
Somebody would cry. Oh, they're getting special treatment. They're getting, more than what my child's getting. There'd be somebody whining, and what I mean.
Well, they just advanced my one grandkid in math class. Finally, he's excelled over top everybody, so they moved him up into algebra, I believe. He's 13, so I'm not sure what grade that is. What grade's he in? Well,
what would we class as 13?
What grade's DJ in?
Our grandson?
No.
How's DJ related to me? He's your grandson.
Hit him.
In 6th grade, I guess.
He's 12.
He's 12, not 13. He's going to be 13.
Yeah.
So that'd be somewhere around like 5th or 6th, something like that.
Yeah, but anyway, they advanced him finally in math class. He's one crazy kid when it comes to that. He's so lost in life. He's bored with everything because the school is too easy for him.
Exactly. See, this is the thing we were talking about last night, is that these kids that have this God-given talent, they are classed as disruptive in a normal standard school. It's not because they are by nature disruptive kids. It's just that they get bored because everything is too easy for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but when you know what the teacher's teaching you, I mean, what are you going to do? You sit there and twiddle thumbs?
Well, see, the thing is, again, going on the conversation we were having last night, when you come across that situation where a child is classed as disruptive, nobody looks at the fact that they may be bored because they know everything that's going on, but then they get sent to the nurse, and the nurse will send you to the doctor and say, your child needs medication for ADHD or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
Because they're just hyper. Well,
so is it that bad over there? As soon as the kid looks like he's not normal, they throw him on medication?
Well, actually, the only case that I can go by, there was this woman that I knew some years ago, and she was a single mum. She had 5 kids. And one of the kids, boy, was more active than the rest. Rather than try and figure out a way to help the kid, right, by maybe putting him into sport or something, maybe just using up that excess energy that he's got, she took him to the doctors and told the doctor, yada, yada, doesn't matter what I do, all the rest of it. They stuck him on medication. The government actually gives her now an extra, it used to be $80 back then, a fortnight, so that she can afford to buy the meds that she needs to zonk her son out. Listen, it's a fucked up society to me when a parent does that.
Yeah.
Just to get extra cash. And instead of...
They get them on disability, and then they keep them on disability the rest of their life.
Yeah.
That's
I don't even know whether she gave the poor kid the pills, but I do know that she went out and she bought a PlayStation, and she goes, oh, he's fine now. He sits there and plays the PlayStation.
Yeah, that's what they do over here. They put them on drugs, collect Social Security, and let them do what the hell they want.
Oh, they did that to my friend. He moved to Tennessee, and him and his best friend, they were going to move up there and live in the mountains. 2 families moved up there. Both families enrolled their kids in the school in Tennessee. The kids were so hyper, they told them that they have to put them on Ritalin or they couldn't come to that school. They sold their property and moved back to Florida. They said they weren't putting their kids on no damn. So all the kids up there were like zombies sitting around the class. His kids were running around like crazy. He said they act like his kids were nuts. He had normal kids.
Over 2 million children under the age of, I think, 12 or 14 are on some form of medication just in the United States alone. Out of those, over 400,000 are 2 years old and under. I'd like to know, what does a 2-year-old have to be depressed over?
It's, it's not even depression that they're using it for. It's like a kid doesn't, if he sits there and stares at a wall too long, oh, he needs medication. If a kid can't sit still too long, schools today are not, they weren't fun back when I went to school either, but there's no fun in them. There's nothing. It's boring. It's ridiculous. And, there needs to be something there that makes them want to learn. And when you got a kid and he can't stay attended, it's put them on dope. That's what they do.
Yeah.
I grew up in basically the 70s, and we did have kind of fun in school in Pennsylvania. And I went to the city schools most of the time. And we used to go to Washington, D.C. on bus trips, whole bus loads of people. None of the kids ever got raped and molested that we ever heard about. You know what I mean? That nobody was taken advantage of that I knew about, but we were city kids. So people didn't mess with us the way they did, I guess, other children, because city kids.
But you know why though, PDF? Because like when I look back in my day, if anybody and that's teachers included, if anybody was going to come anywhere near us, my father's hands were big enough to literally grab you by the throat, and he was strong enough to lift you off the ground. The parents were so involved. People knew, you don't fuck with this, you don't do that, because the parent is not going to be quiet. It's different now.
Yeah, that's the way I was. Any of my kids, any of the teachers or anything would say something, they would just look at them and say, my dad will be in here.
Exactly. We never feared squat. We grew up, 3 females grew up, not counting my bro in that, obviously. We grew up not fearing shit because we knew if we got touched, oh, good God, you don't want to meet my father.
Yeah.
See, now they're predators now. They pick the people that don't have a strong family setting. And even back then, in the late 60s and early 70s, there were so many women being taken advantage of by relatives of the family. It wasn't even strangers, and the families would cover it up back then because they didn't want everyone to know. And that's what the problem was in the 60s and the 70s. It wasn't the strangers doing it. It was their own family members molesting each other. So then when it changed over to where the families started trying to stand up against it, and then that's when the predators took over. They figured a new way. They take advantage of people, like they see a girl that doesn't have a strong brother or a father or a male figure in the family.
Yep.
She gets in trouble. Right. The authority figures are the ones taking more advantage than anybody. And it don't have to be someone with a badge. It can be an authority figure like a friend of the mother, someone that works with the mother, someone that knows the mother and the daughter somehow. So it's an authority figure over people. And when I say predators, because they plan it. It ain't just something that happens. They're walking down the alley, they find the girl and they do whatever. They plan these assaults. And that's the problem. They're the predators. You got kids that get with younger girls, and it's not really that they were out partying, something happened, they made the wrong decision. That's not a predator. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Are the ones that we have to worry about because they are so sneaky. They know how to get around it. Look at the one in Arizona. They just busted him from like 2012 to 2016. He was transporting women hundreds of miles in his unmarked white van to prisons from wherever state they were at to whatever state they were going. And he would stop in a secluded area every time and tell them all the same thing. Nobody's going to believe you. And then he would take advantage of them. He did this for years. You think he's the only one? He's one in 10. He's 1 in 10 that got caught. It's everywhere. It's rampant. Why do we film them? Because it's rampant. It's everywhere. What do you got to hide? Remember how they say, well, if you ain't got nothing to hide, you don't have to worry about it. Ain't that what they told us? Give me your ID. If you don't have nothing to hide, you ain't got nothing to worry about. Well, if you ain't got nothing to hide, why are you scared of my camera? I still can't find a picture of that cop that punched that guy in the face in Seminole County. He quit his job and now he's a cop up here, and he got promoted to a sergeant in the same county where they keep trying to run me over with their cars, and they done spit on me and said, "Boy, get your ass out of here." And I don't know how many times I had in this town. No wonder they got rogue cops hired up in there.
Yep.
Why do I film them? For my safety. The
So
one
you
dude
guys-
says, we hide behind the camera because if we didn't have the camera, they would take care of us. That's what they said.
So Perth, you guys ain't allowed to have guns down there, are you?
Oh, listen, that's what they say, but can I please tell you, a couple of days ago, because I look at everything,
Yeah.
it came out that in New South Wales they have put a limit on how many weapons can be bought and how much ammunition. The limit is for the people that are allowed to have guns, meaning farmers, meaning hunters of certain whatever. But could I get a gun if I wanted to tomorrow? Hell yes.
The
So
limit's because they keep buying them and giving them to all their friends, right?
See, we're led to believe that you guys don't allow. There's no guns down there.
Oh no, Australia pretty much majority of the people, or should I say the sheeple, think that there's no guns here, and yet there isn't a day that you can't read an article somewhere here in Australia somebody got shot. You know what I mean?
Right.
So if I know people that have already purchased that have enough ammunition to last them 2 years.
Yeah.
If I wanted to buy one, I know where I need to go. So do we have weapons down here? Hell no.
Hey, you got wasp spray? You can use a can of Raid wasp spray. It sprays 50 feet. A straight stream.
Beautiful.
Huh?
I like that. Flamethrower.
Well, no, you don't have to use flame because if it gets in their eyes, they're permanently blind, We're talking about Raid.
Okay, that'll do. That's good.
50 feet, that's like a 5-story building, a straight stream. You can pretty much hit anything with that.
But up here, what the new get rid of guns thing is they're going after the ammunition.
Yeah, that's what they'll go after first. They've been doing that for a while. I mean, the government's been buying up how many rounds that they don't even need just to empty the shelves to where the people can't buy it. And they made a shortage of 22 bullets and everything else. For how long has that been going on?
That's been a while. It's still sky high. That shit's fucking outrageous.
People standing in Walmart lines, and that's 3-4 years ago. They would stand in line. They would know when the shipment came in, and they'd be waiting on the lady to stock the case with all these bullets before, and she had to lock the case and walk away with the cart after it was empty before they were allowed to buy the first box of bullets. And there'd be a line of people standing there to buy every single bullet they put in the box at Walmart.
But Pennsylvania, see, under these conditions, now the government's going to start passing laws all over the place to restrict this and do that because no one's paying attention to the government. They're paying attention to coronavirus.
Well, we're only going to do this in a time of emergency. We're not that way. People are under control. We're doing this for your safety because, we're your government. We got to help you. So if they allow it to happen only during the time of an emergency, they can claim any damn thing's an emergency anytime they want, and everybody will be okay with it because they passed the law back when there was. Hey, there's no good. What they say? There's no good crises that the government won't take advantage of.
Yeah.
Didn't I say they were going to try to close a state down? I never knew they were going to try to close the whole damn world down, and they did it.
Yeah.
I thought they'd just take 1 or 2 states and surround it with the military and say, oh, these guys are all sick here and nobody comes in and out just to practice it. I never thought they'd practice the whole world, the whole planet, and they did.
Yep.
Something's going on when you can get the whole planet, every government on the planet, to do the same thing. Maybe some Martians came and told them they have to do this. That's the problem. The aliens are here, man. See, that's what's going on.
Yeah. It's
ridiculous. Maybe it's the Joker, and his buddies on that one TV show, the Joker dude. Tell them to release everybody out of the prisons, and you know what I'm talking about? Did you see that movie?
I don't watch movies.
You ain't see the movie Batman and the Joker, the latest Joker movie?
No, I haven't.
Man, you need to watch that. That's cool. You ought to bring that one up and watch it. That's a cool damn movie.
All I know is I knew who played the Joker in Batman 3. I know the guy.
Maybe that's the one, the last one that just came out recently.
I don't know. I don't know which. Batman 3 was years ago.
Oh, no, it's probably not that one then. I don't watch TV either, but every once in a while I watch some crazy-ass movie.
Yeah. I watch YouTube.
I was on there once.
What, YouTube?
Yep.
Yeah, so did I. Yep.
Guys, I've got to head out because I have to go and meet up at a supermarket with my rallies rather than just simply go to their fucking door.
Don't forget to wear your tampons up your nose. Or
We got to do some crazy shit like that, man.
Oh, I'm telling you, please. I want video footage of that. Really, I do. I do. Even if we go for the bed.
You think I can make some dreadlocks out of some and have a couple sticking out my ears?
Yeah, we got to make some crazy video of this shit.
Just in case the virus crawls into your ears. If it can't get up your nose, right, it might crawl into your ears. So
I can carry spares. I'll just tie them in my hair with the string hanging out, you know. And
Hey, we'll put maxi pads around her mouth and tampons up her nose.
Tell them if they need one, I'll pull one out of my hair and say, "Here, if you need one, here I can spare one," and give them one. They probably won't want it.
Exactly. It's kind of the situation of don't say I'm not sharing, right?
Yeah, if you share, if you care, right? I'll try to share.
All right, Perth, take it easy. Be careful. Be safe out there.
You too, guys. Thanks for having me on. Yeah, I'll catch you next time.
All right, thank you. Yeah. Batman, Chris. But anyway, PDF and whoever else is here.
One thing for sure, I know they won't like me wherever I'm at. I know that.
Yeah, we got to try some crazy shit like that. Just to, I mean, people's reactions are gotta be crazy. We got to come up with something like that and go to Tallahassee.
Well, you know they're going to be thinking they got to come up with something to arrest us for you too at that same time, right?
I mean, hell, we're just protecting ourselves. We can't find no mask anywhere.
Well, hey, we can't do news. We'll do a comedy show that day. We'll be out there starting our new comedy series.
Yeah.
Tell them we watched Howard Stern on YouTube once.
Yeah, sure thing, Chris. But anyway, I'll talk to you later, PDF and everybody else on here. Thanks for coming by, enjoying the show, talking about things that hopefully matter to people. But until next time, I'll talk to you all later.
Be safe. Have fun.
All right. Yep, we'll see you. Bye.